A little staticky, though. Or is it just me?
What's going on, everybody? It's Drew. It's April Fool's Day. Unfortunately for you, I do not have an April Fool's joke.
We have a full studio.
We do have a full studio. We've got Pajama Joe and Lusty Laura in studio. That's as full as it's going to get tonight. So, I'm pissed at a lot of shit, and I'm going to vent tonight, so be prepared. I've spent a lot of fucking money this week, and people aren't fucking paying me, and we're going to get into that. I'm about to go on a rampage. Just kidding. I'm not. So, yeah, we've got a few things on the pamphlet. New pamphlet design. New pamphlet design for 2025.
Little late,
but hey, it's actually been designed since December. We just printed it for the first time. So, yeah, we're going to talk about some national news, but I do want to get into what the fuck's wrong with people these days. Crawling under my skin. So, no drink tonight. We're not even sampling a new drink.
What?
Nope. I'm going to drink an old drink, one of my favorites, and then I'm going to go to Glory Holes and get drunk tonight after the show. So be prepared. All right. And that's about it. I don't even know. Like, I just put this pamphlet together. So I've been swamped today. Not a lot of show prep tonight, but we're going to get through it. We've got some good topics we're going to talk about. So stay put. I've got a special video coming up that I want to talk about too, that I was a part of this weekend. That was really cool with a few people we're going to discuss in the metal scene. So that's it. Drinking with Drew. My name's Drew. I'm drinking.
And now, from the CapsFlorida.com studios in Riverview, Florida, it's the Drinking with Drew show.
Plumber's butt crack looks like boobs.
All right. We are back. We are live. Lusty Laura and Pajama Joe, you are off mute. You can say hello. What's going on, Joe?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Silence. I kill you.
Now, have you heard of Keel?
I kill you.
Now, Keel was a band back. It was a heavy metal hair band back in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not love that makes me stand. It's not love.
That's that.
makes me go. It's not love. No?
We need an audio engineer.
No? Hold on.
No, I know what song you're talking about. I just didn't know that was the name. I mean,
I don't know.
I've heard of it if it's the song I'm thinking of. I only recognize the "It's Not Love" part, but I didn't know that was the band name.
We're gonna get a YouTube straight. It's not even in my. How is that even possible?
Not related to.
Search the song title, not the artist.
It's got to be in here.
Songs.
No.
Yes, you're gonna do it wrong.
Apple Music, you're failing me hard.
He's not searching right.
What? I am.
You search by the song.
No, because it's in my fucking library and it's not showing up.
You probably have the name wrong.
Keel.
No, the song. It's probably not their song. You're probably mixing the bands up.
That's true.
Silence. I kill you.
Oh, that's Dockin. It's not love.
Told you.
Hold on.
That's why I said search for the song.
What's Keel? What's the main song?
Now you need Google.
I do, because I'm having a brain fart at my age, man. Metal band, 80s. Hold on.
Why don't you just search Keel? Okay.
Keel, yeah. The Right to Rock. That's what it was. Fuck. It should be still in my Apple Music, though.
So far off.
It was way off.
It's so far off.
You motherfuckers. All right. Anyways, it was. I swear it was in my Apple Music at one point. Old school hair metal man. But Keel. So yeah. Dock and keel. Same fucking thing, actually. All right. So I'm going to start off. Like I said, we don't have a beer that we're going to try tonight. I still can't see comments. Let me try to get into YouTube and see if I can see comments.
Can't you just watch your live? Oh, you're logged in. That's why. You can see it probably.
No.
Live chat. There you go.
Anybody there? Anybody there?
I hold on.
I don't think so. So.
Can you see? Ah, there you go. You got it. It's working.
Okay.
Just fine.
Hopefully. Couldn't see him last week. So, Joe, everything's fucking breaking on me.
It's just that mojo going around.
Have you heard of the Mercury in retrograde?
I have.
Do you believe in that?
It's kind of like a full moon on Halloween.
It's a full moon on steroids. So
all the crazies come out.
I mean, I've heard about that with like relationships, and relationships suffer during that. You want to call it a season. But my life in general over the last month has taken a big dump on my face.
Oh,
and
it's not a fetish.
And no,
it's Cleveland steamer.
It's a
Riverview. Your chest.
It's a Riverview steamer.
Riverview steamer.
Riverview. Yes, you're right, Joe. It is a Riverview steamer. It's a good way to put it. Everything that has gone wrong is going wrong. Like, for starters, let's just back up to the fucking hurricane, okay? When the hurricanes come in, I had these fucking roof people knock on my door 2 weeks before Milton, 2 weeks before Helene, 2 weeks before all that shit, okay? They knocked on my door, and I get solicitors. We have a no soliciting sign on the front door.
They don't know
we
how to
still
read.
They're
fucking
illiterate.
get knock,
They
knock,
cannot
knock.
read.
Laura is honestly better with them than I am. And I don't.
I just tell them I don't own the house and I'm a renter.
That's what Laura does
That's
too.
what I say. I'm a renter. I'm sorry.
But I honestly, as the homeowner, I am looking for a good contractor, a good deal of something. You know, I mean, so I'm a little
the ones that
curious
knock on the
as
door are
to-
not the good ones.
You never know. Whatever people
You do.
with every fucking 5 houses, somebody's getting a new roof. So that's
And they're
how
all
they do
different because they shop around.
it. Okay. I get the knock on the door, new roof, yada, yada. They document I need a new roof. I contact my insurance company. Boom. Hurricane Helene hits. Boom. Hurricane Milton hits.
Milton actually does some.
Milton removes some shingles.
Yeah. Some fresh damage.
Right. So we put in the claim. We need a new roof. Now they're stating it has to be hurricane damage. So that ups my fucking, that was the first kick in the nuts, because I told them, look, you know, your deductible goes up based on the claim. If it's a hurricane, name storm, whatever.
If it's not a hurricane, it's like $1,000.
It's 1%. It's 1%, and then it goes up to fucking 2%.
Oh, I was gonna say mine is $1,000 if it's not a hurricane, and it's like 2 to 2% if it is. So it goes up to like $8,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what mine's going to be.
Yeah.
So
that's why it wasn't even worth me filing a claim when I had water damage last year.
Well, in the short, I mean,
I think I spent
you think about
$10,000 in total.
I've tried to convince myself that, hey, look, if my home, they're stating, is 2,600 square foot under the roof, maybe actually more, because I think that's living space. I don't think that counts a garage.
No.
So more than that, maybe it was 32. So anyways, got to pay this fucking deductible. And now they're saying that it's got to go through all the red tape, HOA, blah, 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 county code, permits, blah, blah, blah. Hasn't even gotten that far yet. Like, it's taking for fucking ever. Okay. That's the first rant in my pants.
Well, I think it's probably because ours is like surface damage. It's not like, it hasn't like penetrated into like the attic or the house. Like, there's no actual leakage. It's just the shingles missing.
And you want penetration?
See, I knew the word was gonna. I knew the word was going to cue in the jokes. Thanks, Joe.
Definitely, she does not. So,
but we're probably on the bottom of the list because of that.
You like it on the bottom, or
no? It's literally, here's the issue.
Since Jay's not here, I have to make the joke. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is Jay ever coming back?
I don't know.
The message.
Turning into the summer months, he'll be up north.
I mean, it's kind of tough since he got arrested.
Did he? Don't spread that rumor, Joe. New York is very tough.
Is that an April Fool's joke?
Oh, no. Not in New York.
Okay.
Not with his company.
Can't make that joke?
No.
Okay.
So that's my first rant. And then it just kept fucking compounding. I bought these fucking washer and dryers, a year ago?
It's like just over a year ago. It was Black Friday over a year ago.
Go to fucking Lowe's, buy a brand new washer, dryer, refrigerator. Okay, cool. None of the shit, first off, the AC and my fridge, the washer and dryer, none of the shit was broken. I bought it as a
brand new.
Like,
upgrade.
But I didn't, you know how people, oh shit, my washer broke, let's go buy a new one. No, I was buying shit and preparing myself that, hey, look, this is the original washer and dryer that came with the house. I should probably get another one because this house was built in 2007. So shit's getting old. The AC could probably go out anytime now. The washer and dryer could probably go out anytime now. The fridge could go out anytime now.
Dishwasher, garbage disposal.
Yeah, all that shit. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be productive. 0% for 12 months.
Oh. I thought something cracked.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to take advantage of this. Fuck it. I'm going to do it. Didn't need it because the shit was still working. I was like, I can sell the old ones. And while they're working, I can sell them and make a buck or two. So I get this shit installed maybe a year later. If it's a year later, the fucking washer, the door hinge breaks. Had to bring somebody out to do that.
That was just over a year after you got it.
Yeah, it was just barely over a year.
Like January,
allegedly 10-year warranty on the shit.
It's only for the motor, apparently.
Only for the motor. When the guy comes out here, nope, that's only for the motor. Well, it's the door hinge and the door sensor that's fucking broke. So guess what? $450. I paid $700 for the goddamn fucking washer.
Mm-hmm.
I pray every day. I haven't had to change stuff since I moved in.
It's amazing.
The only thing I had to do was my air conditioner once.
We have a new watcher in the comments.
Who's that?
Wise man.
He's definitely,
Hello.
He
What's
definitely
up,
knows
Wise
what
man?
he's talking about.
What's
Wise
up,
man,
Wise
he's going to be ranting in his pants for a bit. Please,
Wise man.
It's not always like this.
This is not a typical show.
Let me warn you, Wise
This is just
man.
the ramblings of a madman.
I appreciate you tuning in. Welcome to the show. This is not a normal show. This is kind of a low-key show tonight. I might make you an unwise man because I don't want to dumb you down a little at all. I assume you're a very, very intelligent person. So forgive me for, I might numb your IQ tonight. I apologize. So let's go to the next fucking factor of shitting on Drew. What'd you say? Riverview poos on Drew's face?
Riverview steamer.
The Riverview steamer. I'm going to make a shirt, dude. I swear to God. Look, I've been doing this work, I'm a private investigator. I've been doing this shit for a while. Got my business started in 2011, had, years prior to that, before I opened my company doing work for the government, went into the private sector, and I work with attorneys. I work with over 300 law firms throughout the United States. Family law, criminal defense, personal injury.
What's the
I
joke?
do a lot of shit.
300 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean is a good start.
Yeah, you said it. I am used to law firms dragging their feet on not paying bills. A lot of them have issues with how they collect money. You hire an attorney, the attorney says my fees are $10,000. And then 3 months later, they contact you and they say, well, we've got depots coming up. We need $1,200 to cover, subpoenaing witnesses and a court reporter and yada, yada. And then you're like, but I paid you $10,000. I thought that was included. And the attorney goes, no, that's my fees. Now you have to pay for costs. So some law firms aren't really good at communicating that with clients. Now, I'm in my business, I'm that cost. So I am the investigator that does shit for the cases. I serve process paperwork for the law firms. We do background checks, all that shit.
He's the bitch.
So, yeah. So when I get I send my bill, and always, in this industry, it's Drew, you go do the work, send your invoice later. Now, attorneys, they don't do that shit. When you go to attorney's office, they're like,
Pay up front.
here's the retainer of what you owe me to even look at your case. Okay. So court reporters, process servers, investigators, a lot of your expert witnesses, they do the work, they invoice later and cross their fingers. So throughout the years, I've dealt with invoicing and hoping and praying. And we use other people in the industry. So I'm in Tampa. If we need to get something done in Miami, North Carolina, New York, California, I have people that work with me on a regular basis. I work with them. We trade work. Hey, they're good. They're in my network. They're going to help me work a case, serve something, investigate something in another state. They invoice me for their work. They don't invoice the attorney. So they invoice me. I knock on the attorney's door and I'm saying, hey, you remember that the invoice for that person, that thing we did, last week, 2 months ago, that investigator, that process server, they need to be paid. Okay. Now, I don't just work with one attorney. I work with many. So those contractors, we work with each other a lot. And if I don't work with somebody on a regular basis, I understand some of them want to get paid up front. I get it.
A lot of them are doing that now.
A lot of them are starting to do that. And I totally respect that. I get it. And I understand why. So now I owe them money on another case, but an attorney contacts me for something something totally different. And they say, hey, I need this done over here. And you remember we worked together. And they say, oh, well, you owe me $500 from XYZ. And I'm like, I know, that's another case, another attorney. This is something totally different. I'm not doing shit until you pay me my $500. And that's how shit rolls downhill. And that is the problem with the legal industry and the way that law firms do not understand how their vendors work their business.
They do. They just don't give a shit.
I think
they know exactly how it works.
they assume that their word is good. I can't tell you how many times I have invoiced a client, sat there, and they're, well, I'm good for it. I'm good for it.
Yeah, well,
It happens.
pay up.
Well, so
You're good for it. Make good for it.
and you just get to that point where it just eats you alive, sitting there thinking, when the fuck are they going to pay their bills? And then they literally, after owing XYZ thousands of dollars, have the fucking balls to send you new work and say, I need this done tomorrow.
Do you have like an aging? Like if they don't pay in 45 days, like you get a 10%, bump or something?
No. And
I've seen that on some things before. Like if you don't pay over,
the problem with the legal field, Joe, is if you, God forbid, you hired a collection agency to go after a fucking law firm, you're never getting work from them again. You're done.
Right.
If you put a late fee on there, you're done. You're never getting work again. So the problem is,
you have no recourse.
There's not, because,
and they know that.
yeah. And the most I've ever had an invoice, I say a past due invoice, was like $26,000. And that's when you're working a case for 3 months.
But at that point, do you want that person as a client anymore?
You still want to get paid.
Right. You still want to get paid,
paid.
but you don't want so be a dick and be aggressive about it. Here's your interest rate, or here's your penalty fee, or whatever it is.
Yeah, but word spreads.
Right. Well, and it also,
but I think it's very easy too to explain that away.
That's what's happening now with social media, though, because the vendors, we have group pages, we have message boards, all these things. So
you know who the bad guys are.
Word is getting out on the law firms that aren't paying. And I had a law firm contact me 2 months ago and said, hey, I'm just getting prices, yada, yada. And I gave them my price. And then I made a phone call to 3 other process servers in the area. And I said, hey, have you ever worked with XYZ? Yeah, they owe me $1,200. One, yeah, they owe me $500. So law firms will shop around, not pay, and then go to another fucking vendor because the others are refusing to work for them because they owe money. So they have to go to somebody else. We get what's going on. The Florida bar won't do shit, which kind of pisses me off. Okay. There should be a mandate that your costs are paid up front or mandated to be explained to somebody.
How about a marketplace? Like to develop an online marketplace where they can go to one place and then like sort of you hire them through there. I mean, maybe that's a business opportunity.
The problem with that is, you'll turn a process server into an Uber market, and then we start lowballing each other. And that's what we don't want to do, because if you have the sheriff's office who will serve a document for $40, and that's the problem, is you have kind of a socialist environment with the sheriff's office saying, hey, we're going to serve these documents for you for $40. Now, the problem is you will not get any answers or any response from the sheriff's office. If they serve your documents, you're not going to know when they've been served. You
get no update until they file their return.
They do nothing. Okay. And they try 3 times, maybe, and then they're done. And you have to pay the sheriff's office up front. You have to mail them a check with the documents. So that kind of holds us by the balls. Now, obviously, they're not doing investigations or anything like that for law firms, but as far as the serving of documents, oh, that's true too. They're not going to sit and serve documents. And we do a sit and serve. That means you're having somebody that's giving you problems. They're not allowing you to serve documents. They're avoiding service. So we have to sit in their driveway or sit at their work or do something surveillance wise to get them served. And that's more complicated, but the sheriff's office definitely ain't doing that shit. So the point being is that we can't, like if I said, you know what, my price is $90 for a serve, that's where you're like, well, the sheriff's office is going to do it for 40. I charge a lot more than $40, but
cheaper than a prosty.
Right. So anyways, I'm looking at my invoices this week and I'm just like, what the fuck? I send reminders. No response. I had one client last month owes me a lot of money. Oh yeah. I plan to pay that soon. Okay. Well,
I'll plan to do your work soon. I appreciate
the response. I said, thank you. I appreciate it. That's what no payment. I sent it again today. I noticed though on QuickBooks, when the email bounces back, it'll tell you that it bounced back. And what they're fucking doing is they're blocking the email from QuickBooks. So when you get that email notifying you that, hey, this is an invoice, they're treating it like spam and they're blocking it.
So then they can use the excuse, oh, I didn't get it.
So It's saying undeliverable. So I had to fucking print them as PDFs and I email them to the clients and like, just checking to make sure you got these from QuickBooks. It's saying the emails are now undeliverable.
Print them out and send them certified mail.
Then that's it, like $9. That's a waste of money.
You can hire yourself to serve them.
Lisa says she's heading our way in 2 weeks. What are you doing here, Lisa? Or is she she's talking to Keith. She's heading to Keith in 2 weeks. Oh boy. Can you grab me a beer? Give me one of my good ones. My
please.
Cherry cheese. What's it? A cherry cake?
Cherry chocolate.
Chocolate cherry cake. Laura and her pleases. So that
show your appreciation.
So that's my other rant. Is the fact that I'm fucking pissed at law firms right now.
And now you're pissed at the AC.
At the world.
So, God, this beer, I swear to God, Dewclaw, man.
Chef's kiss.
I love this beer. I wish it wasn't seasonal. If you can find this beer anywhere, chocolate cherry cake, fucking A, man, you better go get it. All right. So, yeah, I'm sitting. Now, keep in mind, I had an AC guy, buddy of mine, okay? Friend of mine. Does good work. I'm not going to sit here and bitch about the quality of his work. It's not his work. It's the fucking unit. All right. They still use copper pipes with air conditioning units. They are fragile. And whatever happened to this fucking copper pipe on my AC unit sucks nuts. All right.
Why don't they replace it?
They did. They did last time.
You said they welded it.
You have to weld the pipe to shape it to form to whatever you're routing it to. Okay. So I'm not an AC dude, but that's how it's described to me, is that when you place the copper pipe, I don't know, maybe when they bite it straight and they have to literally weld it. And welding copper is much different than welding metal or steel or whatever. You have to, it's a different type of weld. So when were they here last? It was before, it was the hurricane.
The hurricane was one, and then your surgery was the other. And they were a couple months apart. I think the surgery was
last April.
No, that was the initial. The surgery was July or August.
Either way, we had the AC people. We was here like around the hurricanes.
Compressor was hurricanes.
The compressor got fucked. That was under warranty. But the first guy that put the AC unit in forgot to call and register the warranty. So this guy did. They got the warranty figured out. Cost me 5 years though. They said since it was called in late, it went from a 10-year warranty to a 5-year warranty. I don't know how that works. But anyways, the copper piping shit, that isn't part of the warranty anyways. But the compressor went out. We got a new compressor. Thankfully, they covered it under warranty. But still, I lost fucking 12 pounds of Freon, which Freon right now, if you haven't checked, is $98 a pound. So that was about $1,200 that I had to pay with fixing a brand new fucking AC. So that was Hurricane October-ish. So now the temperature drops. We're like, okay, whatever happens, happens. As far as like the weather, it's good. We're not using the AC. It starts getting warm in March, just a couple weeks ago.
Well, we also had to go spend $400 on a portable AC because the compressor was delayed because of the hurricane.
That's true. We didn't have fucking power. We didn't have shit. We had generators here. I went to Home Depot. I bought a portable generator, stuck it in the window. We had power for a while, or AC for a while there. So anyways, they get what the parts they need. They fix it, whatever. Now, this past couple of weeks, it's been getting warm. I'm like, I'm going to fucking turn the AC on. Turn the AC on. Didn't really notice. I mean, I noticed it, but it wasn't bad until last night. I'm sitting in the fucking living room. It's like, something is not right. Just, I can hear the shit in the garage every time we go in and out. I know it's fucking running. I go to the AC thing. What do you call it?
Thermostat.
Thermostat, thank you. And it's fucking 80 degrees in the house. And I have it set at 72. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Can't catch a break.
Call my buddy. Hey, text him a photo of the fucking thermometer. Hey, what's going on? I'll be there tomorrow. Okay. Comes out, same shit. Copper pipe, springing holes. Maybe the fucking cat's chewing on it.
Well, that's why I said we probably need to, because we have the hedge around it to cover it, so it's not ugly. But maybe we need to put like a little fence. I don't think the dogs are chewing on it. I feel like if something was chewing on it, like the holes would be bigger.
They're
like the Freon would
pin
leak
size, like
needle
size holes.
Yeah, I don't think that it's an animal, because if it were a dog or a cat, it would be like a canine that would puncture it, and we would see those holes, and the Freon would leak much, much faster. So I just think it's the install. The copper was shitty. I don't know what it is, but we can always put like those little, like a short little metal fence where it's just like stakes in the ground.
That's not going to
around.
No, that's not going to do shit.
I mean, I don't know if it keeps anything out.
It could be something dumb like a squirrel. Who knows? But there's pin size holes being put into these copper pipes. So comes out today, welds them, puts another fucking I don't know, 7-8 pounds of Freon in the unit. Haven't got my invoice yet. I might get it while we're live on air. So
if he has a heart attack,
I'll let you know when I get it. If you see me fucking screaming. Oh, never mind. I thought I had a weird text. So yeah, if I get it while on air, you might see me fucking scream more. So those are a few things that's been pissing me off. And you know, when life gets to you and they fucking kick you in the nuts a few times, it starts to fucking mess with your head. And some other things going on I can't talk about, but in my work, there's a lot of shit that's confidential, and they say, oh, get it off your chest and talk. Well, a lot of shit I can't talk about. But there's just, you know, life that starts to compound and fuck with you. And, you know, it's beat me up. This fucking roof thing, this fucking AC thing, the
hospital.
House. I swear to God, I posted up last night that I'm selling my house. Like, and I'm not slightly joking. I am over fucking this maintenance and all this bullshit.
I don't think you would sell the house just because you don't want to give up the studio. I feel like this is your safe space.
I mean, you can go to a townhouse, but they won't take all your dogs and cats and fish. And
We wouldn't be able to do, yeah.
You know, Joe, that is probably 98% of the reason why my life is not changing right now.
I mean, the studio, you could rebuild a new
I do
studio
love my
anywhere
dogs.
else.
I do love my cats. I get it. Okay. And you make a promise to animals that you're going to take care of them. And you're right. You know, that's part of the deal. So it is what it is, but I'm just fucking A, man. If shit worked as planned, if a warranty counted as a fucking warranty and the products that we get these days fucking lasted, you got a fucking washer and dryer in the 70s. That motherfucker worked until the 90s. I swear to God, my fucking house, when I grew up, we never got a new washer and dryer. We bought the house in fucking 1978.
I'm pretty sure the one that my parents are using
The same
is
fucking one.
from before I was born.
Yeah.
That's over 40 years ago.
What
My
the
grandparents
fuck?
had a stand-up freezer, like a deep freezer, but it was like, it looked like a refrigerator. And that thing was it was probably from the 60s. And that thing ran until like probably 2015. It was so fucking old. The only thing that my grandmother had to do was once every couple of years, she had to get coolers with ice and put everything from the
flush
freezer in,
everything.
and she had to thaw out the thick walls of ice that had built up. That's
It's
literally
bullshit.
the only thing.
Yep.
That's bullshit.
My parents still have the same refrigerator from when I was a kid growing up. It's still in the basement. The same,
probably
same
has-
washer dryer from all then.
Yeah, it's astonishing at how shit does not last anymore.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the original washer dryer that they bought when they moved into the house in '76.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cars. The cars aren't lasting. I think it's just because they put computers in everything. Before it was just motors, and it's easy to fix a motor, but now it's computer chips and this, that, the other, and whatever else. So even though it's smarter, it doesn't last as long. Whoa.
So yeah, you know, luckily, and I will cross my fingers on this, the studio, for the most part, what I buy in here works well.
Yep.
We used to have a lot of issues, Joe, when we first started. You
think
know,
it was
I think
more
it was,
user
I think it
error.
was, yeah, I agree. It was a lot of learning curve on shit. But lately things have been good. Then we got the Mackie mixer from B&H Photo. Works great. We got a lot of fucking things going on. So cameras have been good. Yeah. So those are things that, you know what? Hey, that's great. I actually had my camera out at a video shoot over the weekend with Jared Pritchard. And I'll show a quick, if I can get on here. Laura's going to switch the camera for me momentarily. All right. So show this photo. All right. So this was a very cool interview. Relapse Records, Decibel Magazine, a lot of players in the works here as far as I know. If I'm not supposed to say anything, I just fucked up. I'm not sure.
Well, you posted it on social media.
But I didn't put who was
You
paying
did.
for shit.
Oh, paying. Okay.
So we have Scott Burns in the middle.
We'll edit that out.
If you don't know who Scott Burns is
he related to Ken Burns?
no, metal fans unite, because he's the one that recorded just about every fucking Death album, Obituary, Cannibal Corpse, fucking Deicide, you name it. Scott Burns from the late 80s, 90s metal scene. He recorded that album at Morris Sound
You
Studios.
Forgot Artistic Butchery.
And he did record our demo, Artistic Butchery. So he's in the middle there. All right. So Gus Rios, he's got the hat on. All right. So he's the drummer of Gruesome. If you have not heard Gruesome and you like the band Death, go download Gruesome right now. I'll even let you leave the show for a little bit to go download their shit, because if you want to hear a new Death album, they fucking sound just like Death on purpose. They do it as a tribute to Death. Gus is also in a band called Left to Die, a tribute band of Death. So he is a huge Death fan. So the lady on the left, she is the sister of Sean, and Sean Reinert. He was the drummer of Death for the Human album. So she was there to give some insight on him growing up and his interest in drumming. this whole interview had to do with death. And I can't really get into the specifics of it, but it was kind of a combination of death and Sean Reinert, who passed away. So the interview's coming out soon. Jared Pritchard, he owns his own studio.
He was on the show.
He was on the Drinking with Drew show last year. He lives in Orlando, which is where we filmed this video and interview. And I'm going to fuck up his last name, but David Gelke, that E could be pronounced on the end. I'm not sure. He is writing a book that's going to be released sometime in October about death and Chuck Schuldiner and some of the stuff that went on. It's going to shock a lot of people.
You say can't discuss.
Well, but that's the topic of the book.
Okay.
I can't get into specifics of the book because he gave me a lot of the stories that are going to be mentioned in the book. If you are a huge Chuck Schuldiner fan, you got to read this book that's coming out. It's going to be a shocker is all I'm going to say. So this interview was amazing. I was there for 4 hours, but I don't know how they're going to edit it down. I don't know if this interview is going to be an hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes. I have no idea, but I was the A camera in the shoot. So speaking of cameras and stuff, my camera worked great. Did, wonders and made the interview. Honestly, Jared fucking complimented me today. He sent me a text saying it was great fucking camera work. And we're going to be doing some work here in the near future. But seriously, if you are a fan of the metal band Death, download Gruesome and check out Gus's work. He does fucking amazing drumming work. And they're coming out with a remake of the Human album again for just a Death tribute album. So, and he was best friends with Sean Reinert, very close. The snare that is being seen in this photo, show it again. Yep. That belonged to Sean, and Gus had been in possession of it for a very long time, and he gave it back to Patty, who maybe I didn't mention her name earlier, but Patty is the sister of Sean. He gave it back as well as some symbols that he used that belonged to Sean. So anyways, if you're into that scene, that was a very cool time, and be prepared for that. It's going to be cool. All right. So, Joe.
Yep.
We're going to get into some local Drew news.
Okay.
All right.
Challenge us.
Challenge.
Now, I feel bad.
Why do you feel bad?
For Wise Man?
Tell us.
I feel bad for Wise Man.
Oh, he's not getting our best.
He's not
best
getting
show.
booter bangs tonight. No booter bangs. He's not getting any beer samples. I do apologize.
I mean, we can still chug a beer if you want to.
Yeah. Hopefully you come back and join us when Jason Stallworth is on the show, when Brad Mader's on the show.
Am I the only one that has shotgunned a beer for a sample?
Yeah, you are. You officially are.
It took a year and a half for somebody to do it.
Yep. Congratulations.
Or 2 years. I don't know.
We're at 2.
Maybe.
Yeah.
2, a little over 2.
So, yeah.
You got to make it like a monthly thing. Somebody's got to do it.
You can do it.
I did
Make it your shtick. Shotgun Joe instead of Pajama Joe.
All right. So, I don't have this set up. I'm slacking, guys. I'm sorry.
Drew's news.
Got to do some Drew news. So, Jason Stallworth and Brad Mader, they are the ones that came up with this song. Because we do a segment called Drew News. And this is the song that they came up for me. Jason gets mad every time because he's the one doing the solo at the end, and we typically cut his solo off because the song's very long, but still. All right, that is our Drew News song. Drew News. All right. Get my cameras. All right, we're in Drew News lighting.
Oh. Each thing has colors? Is
Yes,
that okay? I just thought it was random.
No, we have Drew News
Buttons.
lighting. I changed my lighting recently, if you haven't noticed. I'm now in the lighter, brighter lighting during the opening segment, and we go into the red during the Drew News segment.
I knew you changed it. I just didn't realize it was like each one. I just thought it was random. You just picked a certain setting whenever.
We have segments, and the lighting relates to each segment.
Got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So if you live in Tampa, in the Tampa Bay area, Jason said, "Thou shalt not cut Jason's solos." No booter banks tonight, Lisa. I apologize. I mean, I might be able to dig one up. If I might have one in my email, I honestly don't know. I definitely did not get, didn't put any new ones in there this week. So if there's something in there, actually I do have an old one. It's a man. So maybe you will like that one. I don't know. We sometimes do some male booter bangs. Usually it's females because they're a little more crazy and hot. So, but every once in a while for Laura and Lisa and the ladies out there, we do a male booter bang. Joe always bangs.
Hey, you got a game recognized game.
I'm not knocking you, Joe. All right. So those that live in the Tampa Bay area, we have a new bridge, and they've been working on this bridge for God only knows how long.
800 years.
Feels like it's been forever. The Howard Franklin Bridge. So the Howard Franklin Bridge.
Which, hold on, side note, this is going to show how stupid I am. For the longest time, like the Howard Franklin was just the Howard Franklin. I didn't even think of like the fact that Howard was in the name or that it's Franklin instead of Franklin.
Right.
And for whatever reason, I always just associate it with Benjamin Franklin. Like completely different spelling of the last name. First name there, not even the right one. Like just the last name sounding familiar and that being more famous.
Have you ever researched who was Howard Franklin?
Nope. Don't plan on it either. Are you going to do it right now?
I'm going to.
Okay.
All right. Behind the places, Howard Franklin Bridge.
Just give me the cliff notes.
Here, put them up. This is Howard Franklin.
Good to know.
Right. The namesake of the roadway across Tampa hoped it would
Is that a bang?
engender goodwill between Hillsborough and Pinellas counties. That is Howard Franklin. Who was Howard Franklin? In 1901 to 1980, that's where he lived.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
He was an entrepreneur, a banker, philanthropist,
Philanderer.
whatever.
Philatelist?
So he's everything Democrats hate. Oh, wait, they do like philanthropists. Never mind. So he made a lot of money. He was a millionaire. So go figure.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is now we have a bridge. We have a new Howard Franklin Bridge.
Well, for
And
now.
soon there will be a walking trail.
Here's my problem with this, Joe. They're saying this is how long is that bridge? For those who do not live in Tampa, the Howard Franklin, it's 8 miles. It's a very long
8
bridge.
8 miles one way and 8 miles back.
Right. It's a long fucking bridge.
I know because it's if you miss the exit to get off at the airport,
you got to refuel.
You don't have to.
I'm just saying.
It's 20-minute difference. But if you miss the exit at the airport, there's no other. You're straight on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
There is no exit after the airport. So
Right.
you missed that. I was on the phone and I'm going to pick somebody up at the airport and I got distracted and I missed the exit. It is 8 miles across. Then you have to get off, make a U-turn, get
Joe
back on the
gets
other
off
end,
while he's driving all the time.
and come
by
all the way
way.
back. It's at least 25 to 30 minute delay if you miss that exit.
I had no idea it was 8 miles.
It is. I think it's 8.5. But yes, if it's quite a distance.
Huh.
So if you miss the exit at the airport, tell your friend wait 30 extra minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess it makes sense because I do fly over the bridge at like 80, and it does take me.
All right. So
It takes about 8 minutes. To
this
get across.
gets into my point. Okay. So they have the new bridge, all hunky-dory, great. People love it. The old bridge, they're going to demolish it.
Yes.
Well, there's multiple spans.
Right. But
So-
it's a long fucking bridge.
Yep.
It's been around for a while. I get it. But my opinion is why not keep it open?
That's what they tried doing.
Cyclists, pedestrians, like fucking make a flea market there. Like you could have a fucking 8 mile pedestrian.
Then imagine
out.
trying to get an ambulance down an 8 mile stretch.
Well,
because
they
somebody
tried-
got hurt in the middle.
They
Fuck 'em.
tried doing that for the Gandy Bridge when they closed the Gandy Bridge for the larger spans. They did keep the old bridge for a pedestrian walkway. But it became too much because the upkeep for that bridge, it's not a road, so they don't have the tax dollars, I guess, to maintain the bridge. And with it being on water, it was too expensive for them to go and do the maintenance work.
I am sure at
to keep
this
it from
point,
collapsing with people on it.
Well, what they did with the Skyway Bridge is that once they built the new Skyway Bridge, they took
made
the
it.
old bridge, they cut it, and they left 1/3 as
Now
a
it's a
fishing
fishing
pier,
pier.
and 1/3 as a fishing pier over here.
They could
and they just
definitely
got
do
rid
that.
of the middle.
they could
Well, because
definitely
the
do
middle
that.
already collapsed, so they had to take it down. And they had to
Right.
make room for the cruise ships to come through.
Yeah.
So,
Kyle Sokol is in the house. Basis of Nasty
what's
Savage.
up?
Kyle, what do you think about the
Basis
new
of
bridge? How do you
Nocturnus.
feel about the bridge?
Kyle,
He probably uses it.
Kyle does use
Yeah.
the bridge. Fucking A. He drives from Tampa to St. Pete all the time. Here's my thing, though. You had cars, semis, driving on this fucking bridge for the last fucking 30 years.
Yep.
You think it's going to fucking be a threat to pedestrians that are walking on it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
It's not the same weight. It's not the same. You literally have
I think
semis
it's
driving on
because
it.
it will be very easy for people to drive through the barricades and run people over.
Oh, you're thinking terrorist attack.
No, I'm
There's ways
thinking
to
of
prevent
drunk
that.
drivers.
There's ways to prevent that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. Joe's talking about corrosion
Yeah.
and more of a sea.
Well, that's the reason why they
level
took down
type-
the other one, because they didn't have the money to keep a pedestrian walkway up. So they demolished it because it just wasn't.
I think we need to
couldn't
keep
do
it open, make it a
They're going to
fucking-
make a
Yeah, but it's not
pedestrian.
like anyone's
pedestrian
going to
deal.
walk 8 miles across the
Joe.
bridge.
Yes, they will.
Okay, when you get to the other side, what the fuck you going to do?
Turn
Walk
around.
back?
Turn
Yeah.
around and go the fuck back. Who knows? You
People
get-
marathon
you
runners,
get-
they would
And
love
then
that shit.
That would, be,
Bicyclists.
that would be great for like a 5K run or something like that, or a 10K run for a charity if you had something like that. But you're talking about somebody's 4 miles in the middle of the bridge and they have a medical emergency. Now what do?
Call a helicopter.
You got to get them on a rickshaw and pull them to the end.
I am sure
get
they
out there
would.
with a golf
I'm
cart or
sure
something?
that
Yeah.
they would figure it out. What happens on the fucking bridge? The pier.
The piers only go like a quarter of the way in and a quarter of the way in, and the middle is gone. And
So you're saying take
What
out the
about-
middle
what
again?
about- what
no,
about
I'm just saying that's what they did on the
Courtney
Skyway.
Campbell Causeway.
Yeah.
They have a bridge, the pedestrian biking bridge that goes over the whole thing.
Well,
It's the
they're
same
doing
fucking
it. They
thing.
are
and they
building.
built, and they built
alongside.
that. They built that specifically
They-
for a pedestrian bridge.
They are building a pedestrian bridge with the new Courtney Campbell. It's just going to come in a few years. It's not ready yet. They're not going to turn the old bridge into a pedestrian. They're
I'll
building a
believe
new
it
one.
when I see it.
It's literally, they've been talking about it. They said the new expanse for driving is open and the pedestrian walk or the pedestrian trail is going to be later, a few years down the road.
Whatever. All right, so Drew's getting a haircut, y'all.
Really?
I got to figure out what I'm doing. Jason does not want to get me
It's
a haircut, by the way.
You can't tell people in advance.
You
It
have
ruins the
bald
surprise.
haircut. Well, see, Lisa wants me to get a haircut on
is this
the show.
Is this the April Fool's
I was
joke?
gonna say, yeah.
she wants me to get a mohawk. Joe, you peeing already? No. Lisa wants me to get a mohawk on the show.
You would need Elmer's glue. And then you'd have
I told
prep
Laura
time.
I'm shaving my head, just because. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing.
It's not like you've never said, I'm going to shave my head. And then I come home and you're like literally, halfway through with a buzzer shaving your head. So like, I believe it, but you've also said it a few times and it doesn't always happen.
I could do it for you if you want.
I'm sure Joe
Joe and that buzzed head.
Joe
it's
buzzes
grown
his
out.
head every fucking. Yeah. Joe actually grew his hair out to where it was almost as long as mine. Then we came home one day
It
and
was
Joe
almost
had
2
a buzz
years.
cut.
It was about 2 years.
Yeah.
And I just fucking
That's
cut
what
the
it
whole
takes.
thing.
I mean, that's what it takes. 2 years to grow your hair out. Here's my thing. It's just hair.
Yeah.
It's just hair. And
I've had my hair long 4 times, and each time I've cut it was at least,
I just want some
15 inches.
ideas because I honestly, it is what
Stella
it is.
is really good beer.
I get on my motorcycle and I ride my motorcycle for fucking 5 miles to go grab lunch or go and I end up with a rat tail, like fucking blah, blah, blah. Looks like I've been a
sweaty as
Rastafarian with
shit.
fucking my shit all knotted up. And it gets to that point to where you're like, dude, you're spending fucking 15 minutes in the shower, fucking combing your hair out, and
You go through a bottle of shampoo every month.
yeah. And you're
Now I can go through one bottle. It's going to last me 6 months.
right.
You just use bar soap. Don't lie.
one little squirt. I used to go through a whole fucking like 6
That's
pumps.
a great motion, Joe. Keep
6
doing
pumps.
it. Yeah.
You know, because I get the pump machine.
I want to see what the commenters say what I should do. I've got mullet. I got mohawk. You know,
Star Wars
Jason
says shaved head is easy and low maintenance.
Yeah, but Jason, if we play out, you don't want me to have a shaved head like you. So, you know, we got to, I'm thinking mohawk. I would love, but business wise too, being to the fact that all these clients are fucking me over and owe me money, I got to kind of put the sales hat back on. When I started my business, I was knocking on doors every day.
You wore a tie.
I was suit and tie every day, knocking on fucking doors.
Clean shave.
when you
shaven.
moved into the house, you wore a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the salesman. Okay. And I had to be the salesman for my company.
You had the game show host haircut?
I did. So I was.
No, we actually went to the mall one day and he's like, I need a haircut. And there's like this random ass boutique in the mall. He's like, I'm just going to go in there. There's no line. So I was like, okay. And so I sit there and I wait and he tells the woman who has never cut his hair before.
Chuck Woolery.
He's like, no, I just need you to take like same shape, just take it in kind of thing.
Oh,
Like,
she gave me the Conan O'Brien.
It was literally, it looked like.
It was hilarious.
It was so funny. And I'm like, why didn't you tell her? He goes, I don't want her to fix it. So the next day he went to somebody else who had cut his hair before and they fixed it. But I'm like, oh my God, that is so. And we walked around the mall like that. He was like beat red. He was so embarrassed.
Here's the thing. I appreciate people for their abilities, talents. If it was a tattoo, I would have been like, we got to fix this. Hair
grows
you can
back.
go somewhere else for $20 and fix it without hurting somebody's feelings. She was a good, and I remember this because it was funny walking through the mall with like that. I was moving my head and you could feel it like
I can give myself a bad haircut and a week later it'll grow out. You won't notice.
Kyle says give yourself a rat tail.
It won't notice
might.
after a week.
I used to give myself haircuts all the time. Like literally, I still have the shaver that was in the 80s. One thing that hasn't broke is my shaver. I did end up buying a new one only because it was just to the point to where I had to start maintaining it.
Rusty.
It was rusty.
I said crusty, but rusty works
I did
too.
buy a new one, and I have used it to shave my beard for the most part. Now here's the thing.
Wait, you can use the super expensive, really nice face shaver that I got you those years ago that literally has been sitting on the charger.
That's for his butt.
But here's the
Probably
thing.
for his butt crack, yeah.
I said I'm gonna cut my hair. I didn't say I'm taking this off.
No, I'm saying if you like just clean the fucking shit up. Like
We'll see. But we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna surprise people soon. That's all I'm gonna say. I've done the mohawk before, Lisa.
Lisa says the bowl cut, like Mo from the Three Stooges.
I've done me and my buddy Sparky.
Nice guy, eh?
Me and my buddy Sparky. We did. We had a party. We had a keg party one night, and we got drunk. And Erica.
Oh, really?
Yep, with Erica,
Okay.
she shaved a mohawk. She gave us
Can I
both
give
mohawks
you,
at the keg party.
Can I give you the Lloyd Christmas haircut? I mean, it's a bowl cut, but it's like special.
Here's the
bowl
thing. If I'm gonna shave my head like completely bald, I'm open for anything for the 3-day period. Like I will do a mohawk, a bowl cut. Like I'll go mohawk to bowl cut. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I could do like a little dick penis or something on my head.
You could do a bowl cut and but
because
shave underneath
you're going
it.
to
So you could
shave
do
your
the
head.
mohawk.
You're going to shave your head completely bald in like 3 to 4 days. So whatever happens in between that 3 or 4 days is just pure comedy. So I don't care.
I had a feeling something like that was going to happen to me on the show, so I just fucking cut the whole thing.
Well,
out.
we were trying to, Joe. We told you we wanted to get something, but
There was just one weekend I was like, you know what? It's hot. Fuck it.
And you're married and probably got yelled at.
And she didn't even care. She wasn't even home.
When you did it, not that she was never home.
The
when you had long
let me ask you this,
for
Joe,
2 years.
or ladies. All right, so let's say you come home and your man has a completely new haircut.
You've done that to me
unbeknownst
when you shaved it.
Is that a turn on? Like, is that I need to fuck this new guy I've never met kind of vibe? Is it? I mean, it could be. I mean, it's kind of like a guy when you pull a lady's, you see a new haircut downstairs. It's kind of like,
Well, if you're already getting down there, you're already getting in.
no, but I'm just saying. I mean, there's times where it's like, okay, I got the forest. Then sometimes you're at the fucking airport and you got an airplane trip. That can change things up mentally, So does a guy you're walking in and you walk in the house and, oh, he's got a bald head. Oh, he's got a mohawk. Oh, he's got a bowl cut. I want to see, like...
You hit that panic button and see if the police show up because there's someone else in your house.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like they have videos online now. This is completely like not sexual, but it's kind of in the same like. So they'll have like guys who have always had a full beard, and then they have like a baby who has only ever seen the dad with a full beard, and then they shave it, and he like pulls the towel down, and the babies just start crying, like sobbing, crying because all they see is like the eyes first, like, oh, it's my dad, and they take the towel away, and it's just bare face, and the babies lose their fucking minds.
I saw that video.
Yeah. So who knows? I guess all you can do is try.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I just don't want to go.
I think if you shaved your head, it would be like, I've seen you with a shaved head. It would have to be a haircut
Really?
I have not seen before. Like, he hasn't gone like bald, like skinhead, but he has gone like buzzed cut, like short, like what you did, where you just kind of like took the razor at the lowest setting and you just buzzed it all off. He's done that before. So I've seen that. I've seen
with the beard, though, you haven't.
No, I have seen the long hair without the beard, and everybody was offended by that. When
you
went Wayne.
So I used to do this thing. Well, let's back up. I had a friend. Her name's Nancy, and one year, I went for Halloween. I went dressed as Nancy, and Nancy, she's a lesbian. I'm not great personality and overly like.
I mean, she's ugly.
No, she's not at all. She's just very doodly. Like everybody would say, Nancy, good looking girl, but she can fucking back you up in a fight. Like she was just very like fist and knuckles.
Tomboy.
Okay? Tomboy. Thank you. Yes. Mm-hmm. So for Halloween, I went as Nancy. I'm not going to give her last name out, but I went as Nancy. I had bought a wig. I borrowed a wig from a friend that looked just like Nancy's hair. And this friend was a hairdresser, and she did actually hair on wigs and shit. And I'm like, hey, can I borrow this wig? She gave it to me, and I went as Nancy. Now,
Keller just said Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew.
Literally.
You're right.
That's clever.
You're right.
That is clever.
Now,
and quick. So quick.
Keller's, he's a stoner, but he's smart. He's smart as fuck, man. Guy's smart as fuck. I wish you could come in studio and be here all the time. Seriously. So while I was dressed as Nancy with the long hair, similar to what I have now, almost the exact same length. I still have the wig in my fucking closet.
It's hanging on a boot.
People told me they like literally told me like Garth and
you look like Wayne.
Yeah, they gave me the fucking Wayne's World thing, and I'm like,
excellent.
Okay,
Wayne's World party time.
So later, got in my head that I could go as Mike Myers doing the Wayne's World thing, which we did.
Yeah, I just didn't have the blonde wig that year, but I had the short shoulder length hair like Garth.
But we pulled it off.
We totally did.
But I had some friends tell me if I ever did that again, they'd kick my ass because I shaved my beard and I had my long hair, my regular long hair. And they basically said I look like an old lady. And if I ever do that again, they'll kick my ass. So whatever. I looked like kind of an old lady. I got a lot of the metal guys. They have long hair and no facial hair. I've got to have the facial hair at my age just because it makes me look intelligent
it covers
when I'm
up
not.
The ugly.
Yeah, it does. And it makes me look like I put my glasses on and I get the grandpa. People are like, oh, you must be smart. You look like grandpa. You must know the encyclopedia shit.
It's Pappy.
Pappy, tell me a story.
Pappy.
Tell me a story about the good old days.
I think that if you... Okay, don't hate me. I think that if you shaved your head and got rid of your... Because you don't dye your hair.
No.
Everyone thinks that because your beard is gray, you dye your hair, which you don't.
Everything you see on me is natural. There's natural hair.
He has like the grays
beard.
in the temples. He has it like
I don't
back
do
here.
Shit. I don't do shit to my hair.
But because there's such the drastic contrast, everyone thinks you dye your hair. I think that if you shaved your head to where it was like either like skinhead or like really short where people couldn't tell,
That's another topic.
you're probably going to look older because all they see is the gray.
Okay, I get it.
Don't hate me. That's just a concern that you should consider.
I heard you like older men, but let's just say I did a nice trimmed goatee and then did
shortened it and brought it what do you mean trimmed? Like you just kind of ran your fingers through it. You didn't really.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I got it. See, this is the thing. I've got a receding hairline. I've had this fucking thing since I was 8 years old. This isn't because of old age. I've had this receding hairline literally my whole fucking life. I remember my 5th grade teacher asking me if I had cancer because
bitch,
I had fucking a receding hairline. I'm like, what's cancer? I didn't even know the fuck with that.
Lee says you should do handlebars and asks if your carpet matches the drapes. See, she says it right. You say do the carpet, or you say do the drapes match the curtains.
I don't know. Does the roof match the tile? Oh. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So, needless to say, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm just posing some options out there, looking for some change. Maybe it's because my depression right now, I'm just looking for a change. Maybe I'm just so pissed off. And for those who missed the first 20 minutes of the show, you missed the rants in my pants.
Ranties in his panties.
Yeah. The whole topic of the intro of the fucking the show was why I'm mad at the world and fucking pissed off at everybody and everything right now. And my life sucks. So if you missed that part of the show, watch it later. And maybe that is why I'm just trying to do this whole remodel of Drew thing, because I'm just really pissed at everything right now. Nothing's going right in my life. So anyhow, Joe, what's up?
How's it going?
What are you doing?
Just catching up on some news.
Okay.
Anything interesting?
Well, I mean, I have 20 articles from the last couple of weeks, but by now a lot of them are old news.
True.
Oh, of course.
You know.
Old news, not Drew's news.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So OnlyFans model. She saved a customer's life after she spotted a detail during an X-rated chat.
Mm-hmm.
So
you want me to give the Cliff Notes version since I sent it? I
sure.
did read it.
Sure.
I did. Do you want to show her face? Because she's pretty hot.
Okay, good. I mean, that's total. That's like, she's got how many filters on that photo? I mean, this is called Gaussian blur. This is an effect in Photoshop. This isn't even a filter that you get on a phone. This is called Gaussian blur, and it's in Photoshop. It's way extreme. So I don't know what this chick actually looks like, but go ahead.
Okay. So she is an OnlyFans model, but she also does like one-on-one X-rated chatting.
So you're masturbating
chatting
in front of her.
Right.
Weighing out and everything.
Yeah. So there is a guy who is, I guess, a regular, but they were doing their thing and his junk was in the screen. And she noticed that one of his testes were larger than the other one. And so she used to work in the medical field as a nurse. She noticed that little detail and she said, I'm concerned because that is a sign of testicular cancer. I really think you should get that checked out. And she had to pretty much tell him a few times, like, you need to go look into this. And he finally did after a few weeks. And sure enough, he had testy cancer and they had to go in and yank one of them out and it saved his life.
Yeah. Can you get a better photo? Let's see what this looks like. This is her actual photo. There's another one up here. Not a bad looking girl, you know, but
a similar thing happened with that guy that was on that home makeover, the flipping show, the one with what was his name?
Simon.
The one with the wife, Christina.
Oh yes.
That guy, because one of the viewers called into like the production company of the show and said, I need you to get a message to him. He's got a bump on his neck, and it turned out to be like thyroid cancer.
Yep, I remember that.
Have it removed.
Yep.
And she's like, I see something, and I want him to go get it checked out. So they passed the message along, and they got it to him. Yeah.
And this guy said he noticed it, but he had, he just thought like, there was no pain, I guess, so he didn't think anything of it.
He was busy
and he
whacking
was also,
off.
Yeah. He said he was also embarrassed to have to go to the doctor about it. So finally, this woman talked him into actually doing it.
I love showing my wiener to the doctors. After I've been
It's not his wiener, it's his balls.
No,
Yeah,
after I got that catheter put in my wiener by two nurses.
Man. I thought you were going to break my hand.
You can do anything. I mean, the most painful thing I think it only took like 7 seconds to do it.
No, it was longer than that.
I don't know.
It doesn't have a very far to go in.
It was. The problem is they have to lube the whole tube up, and the tube is.
They do.
It's not like it's a stick where it's like, it's sturdy and they can just shove. It's wiggly. They got to and then it's lubed, so it's like slippage.
And it's not little. Literally, it was like the size. I don't know. That thing was at least this big.
It was ridiculous. And then the worst part was they get it up in there, and then they pause for a second. He relaxes, like the tense of relax. And he goes, okay, are you done? And she literally just one more. And oh God, it was so
And as soon as
watch.
as soon as the tube gets all the way to the bladder, as soon as it gets into the bladder, the stream comes out.
That's like the worst pain I've ever seen him. And he was holding my hand too. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to write tomorrow. Like it was bad.
It was bad.
I felt
really,
really
make
bad.
You get
for him.
hard first because it'll be easier
Thank
to
God,
put in.
no. Thank God, no. It would not have been easier, Joe.
No?
No.
So no, it would have been just further to go.
Trust me, I barely had a turtle poking out because that motherfucker was not.
It knew. It went. It was.
I had 3 chicks looking at my wiener.
And you actually made a joke.
And I did.
You're like, I've envisioned 3 women having me with my pants off in a room, and this is not what I thought it would be.
No. And let me tell you, man, it was the most terrifying thing in the world, sitting in that bed, and they have that fucking, because you can see they're laying it all out.
Yeah.
They're laying it all out. And you're like laying there, and
like they walk in with a giant-sized needle just to piss you off.
Is going up your junk, and you're looking at it, and you're measuring shit, and you're in your head, you're calculating, and you're like,
you're calculating.
That shit don't add up.
No, it's
calculating.
No, I was not good, and I don't even remember squeezing Laura's hand, but I'm surprised I didn't break a fucking knuckle.
I know.
Because
I'm glad. I think I twisted my hand enough that you didn't.
What'd she say?
I twisted my hand so you were squeezing it like this instead of you started out like this, and I was like, he's gonna break my fucking knuckles. So I moved it to where your hand was like this, so that it was more you couldn't really break anything. But.
Deep breaths, little pressure.
Yeah,
deep breaths.
Lies. That nurse was
a little pressure.
Liar.
Little pressure.
You're like, no.
That's the new name.
A little spinner, a little pressure.
Yeah. Thanks, Keller. Little pressure. No shit.
You're like, you should have gone for a colonoscopy instead.
Thankfully, when he went in to have his actual surgery, they put the catheter in while he was still under. So after the surgery was done, they had to catheterize him, and they put that in when he was still under. So he woke up, it was already there.
Yeah.
When it comes out, he's fine. It doesn't bother him.
Out, the time they took it out was actually an accident.
The second time.
And the second time.
It wasn't an accident. It was medical error.
Medical error. Yeah. Medical malpractice.
You can't even say oops, it slipped out because it's not. No, it was a medical error.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had to do that shit twice a day.
Ugh. No, and I've heard people do that. I've heard people who have a catheter, they have to take it in and out.
They have to put it in and out 2 or 3 times a day.
I've heard of that. And here's the thing.
I mean, you have to, otherwise it gets infected and stuff.
I feel like at that point you probably, this sounds gross, but you probably have calluses. Built up along the pathways.
Your shit, I can tell you this. Not to be too
graphic.
Hey, we're real life in this place.
Yeah, we're real life.
What are you shooting?
I had when I was
his load.
So when I was 8 years old, I was in a very, very bad car accident. Literally declared dead. Passed
out of body experience.
Not declared dead because you wouldn't have been revived. You were dead, but they were reviving you. You flatlined.
I flatlined. I had a very bad situation. I don't remember much of it.
All of this,
except for
all of the studio,
your
everything is all on borrowed time.
My life is borrowed time.
You should be happy about it then.
Where was I going?
You were dead.
I was dead.
You were dead. But the catheter, when you were younger, the catheter you got from that.
Yes.
That accident.
Okay. Back up. I had a catheter put in me, and I asked the doctor about it. I swear to God, the catheter they put into me, they didn't put into the head of my wiener. They actually cut a surgical hole into the bottom of my wiener and put it through there. I swear to God. The doctor I spoke with at the hospital this past year said, no, that's not how they did it. That's not medically possible. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's possible.
I fucking remember that shit, and I have a scar to prove it. I had a scar growing up, fucking my whole life, and it fucked with my urinary stream. It fucked with my semen stream. It fucked with everything. When I was 11 years old, the first time I fucking had an orgasm, it wasn't pleasurable. It fucking hurt because this fucking thing was in my wiener. I remember it. Don't tell me I didn't fucking know. So
Maybe because the hole was too small, they couldn't get the catheter in, so they had to make a hole.
I don't know, Joe, but it could be a
Like
very good point.
Because it's not a
Episiotomy,
child, you
like
know?
an episiotomy
Yeah,
and a birth,
I was
a
8 years old.
pepiotomy.
Pepiotomy, sure. So, anyways, I fucking remember that shit, and I can say this: my whole life as an adult, I had problems urinating because of that fucking shit.
I think when you were talking to the doctor about that, he said that there could have been some type of callus like up the urethra, not at the end.
Well,
he was thinking like up
here's my point:
that
having that catheter in my wiener as an adult for a week cleared that shit up. Like, I was talking to a urologist about taking the fucking pills and increasing my urination.
Mhm.
After they took that catheter out of my wiener, I was peeing like a fucking dinosaur. I was like, damn.
fire hose.
I was going all over the place. I'm like, shit, this shit's great.
Get the drinking cup.
Yeah. I was peeing and fucking talking to Nasty Ronnie, peeing in a fucking
Cup. My cup.
shit, her shit. So I think it did help me get a little large in there and clear some of that up. So if you're having problems peeing, go get a catheter. It might help you a little bit.
Man, I have to take a daily pill. Where is
Yeah.
it? A flow?
Flomax.
Flomax.
Flomax, yeah. All right, Joe. CEO sues Amazon. Amazon.
The hotel?
Let's start it over.
This one.
CEO sues American Airlines, claiming flight attendant dismissed her worries about a man allegedly masturbating in first class.
Yep. I sent you the article.
Did you read it?
Yeah.
Did you read
Cliff notes, please.
I sent it to the group chat.
I don't read those.
So she pays for a first class ticket. She sits next to this guy. He starts rubbing from the outside, gets a little more into it, rubbing hardly from the outside. She's like, "Oh, I'm trying not to look,
I'm
And then
sorry.
She waits 50 minutes and then calls the flight attendant and says, "This guy next to me is masturbating. Can you either move him or..." She's like, "Well, we'll offer to move you," and she didn't want to move her because she paid however much for her first class ticket. And so,
If I were her, I would have moved.
First of all, why
I
do you
would have
wait-
moved
why
out
do
of
you
first
wait
class.
Why do you
but
wait 50 minutes to complain?
right, I would have.
And if I was him, I would have been
and then
done
I
in
would have
5
said,
minutes.
"You guys owe me a refund or some type of
Yeah.
I don't even know flight ticket, on standby, whatever."
Yep.
I would have moved. I don't care how much I paid for a fucking ticket. If somebody is jacking off next to me and I have no fucking clue who they are, no, thank you.
So she
So
eventually,
here's the problem with that
she eventually
comment,
did,
Joe.
She eventually did move, and then later on in the flight, she sees the flight attendant talking, laughing, giving the guy drinks. They served him champagne before, during, and after the masturbation
Joe,
session.
if you're on a flight and you see a woman rubbing one out, are you filing a complaint?
No,
Okay. That's the difference between men and women, by the way.
no.
It is. Women are going to complain. Men, we're not complaining.
Okay, hold on. What is the percentage of men sexually assaulting women to women sexually assaulting men? That's the
is that
problem.
assault?
What do-
It is. What if he aimed it at her? Yeah, I don't want to see your. If you whip Joe, if you go out in public and you whip your dick out in public, whether you're jerking it or not, that's assault. Like that's public indecency.
Is it visual
Really?
assault?
I think, isn't it? It's
So if you
at least
flash,
it's public
This is-
if you
indecency.
flash your breast, is that assault?
It's public indecency. I'd at least want that.
Is
Like,
that assault though?
This is the problem in our relationship right now. She's just not attracted to fucking
I know
whacking
you.
bodily
I
nakedness.
just said if I didn't know the person, I wouldn't want to be there. If it's you,
I don't care.
do your thing, boo.
You should be turned on to a wiener, period. You should be turned on to fucking whacking off, period.
I should be turned on to a
Tits,
strange
wiener,
man sitting next to me.
Absolutely. Why
As-
not? Here's the problem. If he's a fucking, obviously, if he's a weirdo putting his wiener on you, no. I think some women do like to watch a guy whack off. Some women enjoy it.
I'm sure they do.
If it's
I'm not
agreed
saying-
upon,
I'm not
I don't
saying
need
on
to
a-
be taking a flight
I'm
and
not
like a
saying-
guy doing that
I'm
to
not-
me.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's-
saying
you
on
don't
a
do it next to
plane.
strangers, though.
I agree. Yeah, you're not doing it on strangers on a plane. I
Listen,
get that.
I came
But-
from New York. I've seen it at 8:00 in the morning on the way to work in New York City.
Yeah,
Guys with a magazine sitting. I mean, we're talking before cell phones. Guys sitting there with a full-on magazine,
Playboy
8:00 in the morning.
or hiding it with a magazine.
No, like straight out rubbing it out.
No, I'm saying the magazine. Is it porn or is it just
yeah.
a magazine to hide it?
Here's the
No,
problem.
Okay.
straight out porno magazine.
You walking down the
8:00 in the
street,
morning.
you don't know like anything about the person.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't know
are
if
they
it's a
dirty? Are they
stranger on an
clean? Are they,
airplane.
like, but here's the thing. All right, let's say you walk into the bank. Okay, Laura's walking into one of the Bank of Mexico. Okay.
Is this the Gulf of Mexico?
No, just a Bank of Mexico, but it's
So-
a very
sorry,
nice
it's the
bank.
Gulf of America, Joe.
And
Get it right.
There's a
It's
man.
the Gulf of
there's a
America and the Bank
man-
of
The
Mexico.
Gulf of America.
Jesus Christ. Laura's walking into a bank,
Is
and
this a joke?
she sees a man,
Why the long face?
maybe a manager, at his desk.
Okay.
He's in a suit and tie. He's got his hair non-drewed, like professional. He's maybe got a little goatee, maybe worked out a little bit. And he's got his wiener out, and it's mighty large, and he's little.
In the
Proactive.
bank.
You are literally
little proactive.
describing the scenario in like a porn where the guy has a big dick. He's got a good
But he's
job.
a stranger.
He's clean cut and he's hot.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You tell me how many situations that actually happens in when a guy's
But-
whipping out his dick that he's hot, big dick, good job, clean cut. Never fucking happens. Never. It's always
Okay,
an
but
old
here's my
guy, a
thing.
grimy guy. It's a
Listen to
homeless
me.
person.
Listen to me.
No, but
Go
ha-
ahead.
Hang on, because here's
If this
here's
is the same
problem.
guy, if this is the same guy flying in first class and you're sitting fucking 6 feet away from him, same guy, are you complaining?
That's what I just said. Chances are it's not happening.
No, but here's
I
But
just
if-
said it was.
Hang on,
I
hang
gave
on.
you a scenario.
Hang on. Here's,
ahead.
Here's a real thing I saw on YouTube a week ago, that women have different like responses than men do. Now, if a guy asks you out, pursues you, flirts with you, whatnot, he can either be accepted or he can be labeled a creep.
Absolutely.
And that has nothing to do with him. It's just her perception of him.
right.
And now it comes down to two guys can do the exact same thing and get a completely different response on whether or not she perceives him to be attractive or not. So a good-looking guy can do one thing and like, oh, that's romantic. But a guy that's not as good-looking can do the exact same thing and you label him a creep.
Here's
Absolutely.
the thing.
And so-
you just gave. Sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
The same thing. So what I'm saying is, the story I was watching was about why guys don't go out of their way to pursue women anymore, because they feel like there's an opportunity that they can be labeled a creep, so they'd rather not take that chance.
Okay.
And so the same situation that you're trying to propose now is the guy could either be ugly or not as attractive, and he jerks off, and you're going to say that's gross. But if the guy was good looking, would you have a different response?
Somewhat.
And that's what
Here
you're
is-
trying to get to, I assume.
Okay, so here is
Yeah.
Andrew literally just put it in the comments. Louis C.K. got permission.
He did.
If I am sitting next
Yeah,
to
he
a
did.
guy and we're both
Yeah, if you're
flirty,
into it, yeah.
and things are getting all like flirty and like things turn sexual in the conversation, touch it, whatever, and he does that,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it if that's where it leads up to. If the plane is fucking just taking off and I'm reading a magazine or a book or whatever, and all of a sudden he whips his dick out, I'm not a willing participant at that point.
but are you
but
filing a
if-
complaint?
Yes.
Or are you just ignoring it?
Well,
I would probably get up and be like, "Can I change seats, please?"
And here's my thing.
Like, why
Here's-
do I
here's my-
want to risk getting his bodily
Can-
fluids
can I-
on
well,
me?
can I make
don't
a
think he
statement?
actually took it out.
Can I make a statement
He
on
didn't
how
take
it's
it
done?
out, but yeah.
Okay, can I make a statement on how it's done? This is a beer bottle, by the way.
Yep.
Are you gonna mouth it, deep throat it?
No, not. So let's just say like this beer bottle's under my
Yep.
my
Yeah.
shirt, and I'm sitting in the plane, And I'm just like,
Just grunt.
I think you
just grunted.
I think you need a smaller bottle.
okay, versus I'm sitting in the plane and I'm like, there's a difference.
There is a difference.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
You made it sound like this guy whipped his dick out and was all going fucking crazy.
I don't know how
If
he was
somebody's
doing
rubbing
it.
I
through
mean,
their pants,
it lasted almost an hour, so.
I don't know how he was doing it fast, slow down. I can tell you fast masturbation is not attractive to women. So guys, stop doing it. It's only attractive to you if you can't get off and you have to do it that heavily. Slow it down. They like it slow. It's a little more appealing.
Is this
It's a little
from
more
expert opinion or
yeah,
what?
yeah. I'm a professional. Slow it down, especially in public. So that's all I'm saying. Could be a
by the
big
way,
difference.
Wise Man calls me hilarious, and I appreciate you. Thank you. It comes from childhood trauma, but I still appreciate you and your comments.
Lisa says, remember the Seinfeld episode when
Yes.
Elaine is
He
telling
took it
Jerry
out.
about her date and
Literally,
said-
you just
Took it
quoted
out.
He took it out.
yeah, I mean,
I was
yeah,
going to say that before, but I was waiting for the right time.
yeah,
He took it out.
yeah. I mean,
Well, you
Look.
guys were engaged. No, it out.
there's a time and place for everything. That's all I'm
Even
saying.
Keller's quoting it now. Am I the only one who hasn't seen every episode of Seinfeld in this world? Because
Possibly.
I've seen like 5 minutes here.
Well, you're
5
also the
minutes
youngest
there.
of our group.
I'm 40.
Where were you in the 90s? You're like 12 years old.
Babysitting?
All right, I'm gonna go.
She was watching Beverly Hills 90210.
That is not a lie. And Melrose Place. My mom Ow! You do that every time.
Well,
My mother probably should not have allowed us to watch 90210. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah, we used to watch dinner in the living room and watch 90210 and Melrose Place because they were back
Definitely
to back.
not for you.
So good.
You should have been watching The Facts of Life.
Probably why I make great relationship decisions. Yeah. Facts of Life. I think that was even before that.
Yeah.
We did watch TGIF.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you know all of the theme songs in TGIF were the same person?
I think I knew that at one point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. On this day you learned. Yeah. Oh, there's his empty seat. There we go. Oh, he has his pamphlet all the way over there.
Yep.
I can't even go down the list. Candy, Drew wants you to know that he is washing his pee-pee hands. I don't hear the water running, but hey, I don't hear a stream either, so it could be. Oh, okay, he's still peeing.
So,
So what? You can't say you're washing your hands if you're still peeing.
so speaking of airline, neighbors.
Yep.
So there was an article about. I got to say it's the end of February because it's been in my little folder for the show. Qatar Airlines.
Okay.
A guy died on the flight.
Jeez.
Now, what do you do with a dead body on the flight?
Do you put it in the cargo hold?
So they left him in the seat. They threw a blanket over him, and the people that had to sit next to a dead body for the rest of the flight.
Wait, how long does it take a dead body to expel its fluids? 'Cause
Oh,
I
I
know
don't-
that you
I don't know.
release everything that's in your bladder and your bowels, everything comes out.
I don't know about any of that, but
Oh, I mean, if it's Qatar Airlines, it's a long flight,
yeah, it was probably a
Oh,
long
they-
flight, and they
and they couldn't move anybody.
I guess it was a full flight, and
I would be like, can you move him to? I don't even know the cargo hold. I wouldn't be able to do it. No.
well, they can't access the cargo hold while they're up there.
Isn't there
I
a little
guess-
chute, like a little floor
I don't-
access? You see it in
I
all the
don't know.
movies that involve airplanes.
Joe, can you grab me a
certain
beer,
versions
please?
Of certain planes that they can, but anyways, Qatar Airlines apologized for the inconvenience, and they said that they went through reviews and they acted appropriately for the situation, even though the people were saying that they're traumatized and their lawsuits on distress and all that they made them sit next to a dead body for several hours. So would you rather have a dead body or a hand job next to you?
Are you talking to Drew first or me?
Either one, I don't care.
I
It
didn't hear
depends
the
on
whole
how much
story.
time is left in the flight. Because
I'm
if-
used to dead people, so
I mean, a dead person is just a sleeping body on an airplane. But if it's going to be hours long and it's going to
Yeah.
shit itself, I'll take the masturbator because then I can move seats. Or at least get up and say I'm in the bathroom
yeah, I need a proper
and
comfort.
I'm just waiting for him to do his business, I guess. I would take a dead body. Kind of like the new, well, it's not new. It's been around for a bit. The question they're asking women, would you rather encounter a man or a bear in the woods? And women are always saying bear. I'll take a dead body over a man. Yeah. Even Lisa's saying dead body.
And where's that bear when you gotta change the tire?
It's time for Booter Bang!
Oh, you found one?
Boot. Bang. Boot. Booter bang. Boot. Bang. Boot. Booter bang.
I think I'm gonna vote because she's missing teeth.
Why is that? Booter bang garbage. Are we all banging?
We're banging the car too.
Jay said bang. Brad and Keller and Lisa have all said boot.
She was deciding to have pizza for breakfast.
Here we go, because I'm the one that is going to bang on that one.
Booter bang. Booter bang. Booter bang. Booter bang. Bang. Boot. Bang. Booter bang.
Yeah.
Boot.
She's probably on crack.
Bang. Booter bang.
All right.
So before you get to that, I just want to wrap out that last story.
Damn it, Joe.
It was the last 4 hours of a 14-hour flight,
Okay.
and she was quite a large lady.
Ooh.
That's the reason they could
couldn't
not
move her
physically
body.
move her.
Oh,
Just
that
wanted
sucks.
to share that with you.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
All right. We have a couple Booter bangs. I'm going to do these quick, but the ladies out there, I expect you to comment, even Candy.
Canda's going to be a Jason.
Well, it's okay.
No,
Everything's gonna be a boot.
No, I think she's got some more scruples than he does.
Whoa.
I think she's a little more adventurous than
You mean
he is.
scrupulous?
All right. Florida man arrested for lap dance heist.
Heist.
March 13th, a man has been arrested for a lap dance heist, police report. According to the criminal complaint, John Elberson, 39, unlawfully obtained the property of another, to wit, a lap dance.
What?
Of the value of $160. It's an expensive fucking lap
I
dance.
know. God.
Florida cops charged that the lap dances were the property of the Rain Ladies and Gents, a Clearwater establishment that promises visitors an atmosphere of opulence and grandeur, and where every corner every corner of our venue radiates an air of exclusivity.
Exclusivity.
Thank you. Elmerson allegedly received several lap dances around 1:30 a.m. Tuesday, but when presented with the tab, he notified the business that he did not have the funds to pay for the gyration ministrations.
What?
That's what they wrote. I swear to God. Laura,
Great.
read it.
Great.
It
I
says
don't want to
that.
read it.
Ah,
I'm
'cause
sure.
then you're going to see the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He received $160 worth of services, reported Deputy Sarah Lazar, former stripper, just kidding, who noted that Elberson displayed an indication of alcohol influence. Charged with misdemeanor theft, Elberson spent 12 hours in jail before a judge released him on his own recognizances and ordered the Apollo Beach resident to stay away from Rains.
Oh,
Apollo Beach.
even
This is for
better.
you.
That's our neighbor.
Yes.
It's our neighbor. This is local Drew news.
Let's bang him just because he's a resident.
All right. In
Go
November.
ahead, Drew. Or Drew, wrong camera. Oh, you've already seen it. Joe, what do you want?
What? We got
He's
more to
not
go.
finished yet.
Oh, I thought that was the gist of it.
No, we're still got a
Okay.
little story going.
Keep going.
In November, a Pennsylvania man was similarly charged for allegedly stiffing a rain service provider for $40.
Man, this place does not know how to get
you're
money
right.
up
That was
front.
pretty much it.
Okay.
All right.
Joe, what are you doing?
Booter bang.
Bang.
Okay.
Bang.
Where are we at in the comments, guys?
We expect Lisa to bang.
There's a delay, so I don't know if they've heard the story yet in the comments.
They better have.
But we got 2 bangs out of, well, you're not one. So 2 out of 2.
Lisa's thinking about it.
We're at 100% so far. No.
Lisa said instead of booter bang, we have dead body or masturbator.
She did. Okay.
We gave you a booter bang,
See,
Lisa.
I'm missing the comments then.
Lisa, we need you.
Did they
I
give
missed
comments
that
on that
one.
or what?
I am skipping between I bet he still wanked it in the... Okay, Keller banged.
Keller banged.
I got that one.
Lisa's banging.
Lisa's banging. Okay.
Lisa bangs.
Candy, give us your
Candy!
thoughts.
You
Local
better
man.
bang.
39, so he's not a baby.
Nope.
Candy won't respond.
Candy won't.
Do it, Candy. Do it. Peer pressure.
Did you respond, Laura?
I said bang because he's a local.
Oh, okay. All right, let's show it.
Okay. Ready? Oh,
I think I know this guy.
I'm upset
Why?
Why?
because I wouldn't have.
You. Okay.
I'm kicking that one out of bed. Candy booted.
Candy booted.
She's Jason's wife for sure.
Yep.
One and the same.
Birds of a feather flock together. All right.
Or not flock. That was good.
I don't know if this is going to let me read it. It's giving me problems. All right. Going to skip this one.
Boo.
Boop. All right. This was a little weird one. Man killed 8 patients at South Carolina mental health facility.
Oh, I sent you this one, so I can't.
You
do
did?
it. Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
The case against Richland County Mental Health Facility, where a man is accused of murdering and cannibalizing patients, could be heading to trial. A lawsuit filed by the family of a 22-year-old Jared Andrea claims New Hope Home Solutions, the facility's owner, Brittany Reynolds Jackson, and the South Carolina Department of Mental Health are responsible for his death. According to documents, Jared suffered from mental disabilities and was recommended that he be placed in an assisted living facility. In 2023, his grandmother, Peggy, placed him in New Hope's Hard Street facility after the facility was recommended by blah, blah, blah. The goal was for Jared to learn independent living and socialization skills. On March 20th, 2023, Peggy picked Jared up for a visit. Document states she noticed bruising on his neck and face, but she did not disclose the cause of the bruises, or he did not. He also appeared to be unkempt. His hair was not combed, his clothes were dirty, and his nails were long and dirty, which contradicted the facility's promise to keep Jared learning his independent living skills. Jared was dropped off at the facility later that evening. It was the last time his family saw him alive. When his grandfather arrived to pick Jared up for his appointment 2 days later, he did not show. The next day, the facility called to let his grandmother know that he had been missing since the night he was dropped off. Staff was reportedly alerted to his disappearance by another patient who told them they should be alarmed that Jared was missing. The patient was Mark Anthony Cantrell, who had a violent history, which included multiple instances of cruelty to animals and arson to cover up killing his family dogs. He was interviewed during the search for Jared and reportedly displayed strange behavior that was reported to law enforcement.
It sounds like story time with Drew.
You don't like it? This is a
No,
long one. You don't like it? It's
long.
kind of intensive, though. It's an interesting story.
I forgot it was a Buddha bang.
But it's a good article too.
I'm
It's
getting into it, Joe. It's like a documentary.
morbid.
Months after Jared's disappearance, another resident went missing. This time, Cantrell was caught on video removing that victim's body from the facility. When interviewed, he confessed to the murder and told police that he also killed Jared, providing specific graphic details as to how the murder was conducted. Cantrell reportedly told police that he was compelled by his alternate personality. Alter personality. To murder the victims and consume parts of their bodies so he could gain their power. While Jared's body was never found, an autopsy of the second victim was consistent with Cantrell's description of the murder. Here's what I'm saying. Like, you can get rid of a body like that and it never be found and you're in a fucking facility.
You probably put it in the
They're dumping that shit down the trash in the
incinerator.
something.
They probably have something like that in
He's
those
got
buildings.
some help. He got some inside
Yeah.
help. All right.
I
We'll
sent
keep
it
it
to
at
you.
that. We'll keep it at that.
I sent it to you, so I have no say.
All right.
Joe.
I think Lisa likes the weirdos like this. So
How old was
he?
Lisa might bang.
Keller says boot.
Okay. Keller's booting.
How old was he?
He was young. They're both young, or all of them were like, they were one of those like assisted livings to try and get him back to normal life.
So he's not mentally like.
It is kind of for one of those things.
And if you
but
bang him, is it like a crime for banging a mentally disabled?
his was more criminal.
Well, I mean,
This one was more
there
criminal.
are criminal penalty enhancements when you commit a crime against an elderly person or handicapped person or somebody 65 years of age or older, yada, yada. Candy boots this one.
Shocker.
Yeah, I mean, she booted the last one. Okay.
Lisa's booting too. Everybody's booting. Nobody wants to.
Bunch of booters out there.
Nobody wants a cannibal. Joe hasn't responded yet.
I was gonna say bang because of the whole cannibal thing.
Okay.
Yeah, why
You're
not?
gonna be the only. Okay.
Give him some. He deserves it. He worked hard for that.
You did.
That's true.
He worked hard for
You
it.
can't just take a guy out of a
No.
facility without working hard.
The guy worked hard.
All right, this is him. Now, here's the thing.
I'm sorry. Those
is that
horns
blood or those
tattooed on his
scars?
above his eyebrows. I'm pretty sure they look like homemade horns that he's tattooed on his
but
forehead.
I think this picture's a little squished from
Probably.
the pixelation or something. Like I think his head's
like
a
it's
little
supposed to be
flatter.
elongated, but they squared it
Yeah,
up.
something's going on. Now this photo though does look similar to the haircut that the lady gave me at the mall.
No, it was definitely more
Little
floofy.
well,
On,
you
it was
can't see
more
the top.
floofy on
you
top.
can't see the top, but it looked kind of like she was doing this whole.
He's got that black
curvy
cape on.
thing.
Maybe he's in the middle of getting a haircut.
Maybe it's true. It did look something like that. Okay. All right. I think that's all the booter bangs we're doing tonight because we don't want to load them up with all the guys. We have no hot women getting booter bangs tonight.
There was one that I was going to send you because I saw it on Facebook today, but I'm like, nobody is going to want it because it's a woman, but it was local. They said it was a local, super smoking hot mugshot. They said that she was on the run. She was wanted for, she was a nanny and she killed like a 1-year-old. And I was like, well, everyone's going to say boot on that one because we don't like, kid killers or pedos, but she was really hot. And then later in the day, I was on Facebook again and I was scrolling and they said that that's an internet hoax, that it's not a true story and that it's making its rounds again. So apparently this poor woman has her mugshot out there because it is a
Attached to
mugshot,
it.
but she's so hot. And it's like the fucking thing. It's like she murdered a 1-year-old. So, but it was a hoax. So I'm glad I didn't send it to you because then I would have been an idiot.
I had one of a couple, and he tried to throw her off the cliff.
Oh, everyone knows that one's all over
Hawaii?
the place. Yeah, the doctor.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So that was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we saw that
He
one.
tried
Now
to
it's
throw
come
her
out-
off the cliff.
Yeah, he like smashed her in the head with a rock 10 times, but it also came out that he's been like beating her for a long time. It wasn't like it was a one.
I mean, they're a
and done
good looking
kind of thing.
couple though. There would have been
Yeah.
a good couple bang.
Well, he was a doctor too.
Yeah, he was a doctor, and she.
Oh,
was
and he
a-
tried
she
stabbing
was
her
a-
with
an engineer or
syringes on the mountaintop.
All right. What's the, I guess, appropriate age where you're saying I'm not having kids anymore?
Well, you're talking about a decision, or you're talking about?
Yeah, like maybe
are
you're
you
a mom,
talking-
you've
are
had
you-
a couple
are you-
kids, and you're like, we're done. Let me not have kids anymore. Like, what's the appropriate age?
I think it's different for men and women.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for men, they can say much longer. And also, of course, if it's with the same person you're having kids with, like you married young and, stayed married forever, then I think it's probably along the same timeline, both husband and wife. But if it's, somebody who had kids, they get divorced, men can have kids much later in life because, let's be honest, they're probably thinking that the mom will take care of it anyway and they're going to have a younger wife. But women, once they hit a certain age, first of all, now 35 is geriatric when you're pregnant,
Yeah.
which is crazy to me.
It's insulting.
And also, too, like it does a lot to your body. And at that age, most women are going through like perimenopause. There's a lot of shit going on all up in this. You don't want to throw making a human into it. So
Okay.
I think it has a lot of different factors.
All right. So, mom, 66,
That's insane.
gives birth to 10th child without IVF.
Her last name Duggar. No, they've had 20 now.
Now, should we booter bang this one?
No, I don't know.
No.
Sure. I mean, she doesn't look horrible.
How old was
66.
she? 6.
Did it say if she's a grandma yet? Like if her first
Well-
kids were having kids?
It says, despite all odds against her, a woman in Germany who is already a mom of 9 gave birth at the age of 66 without help from vitro fertilization.
I assumed by 66 that she's already hit menopause.
I mean,
Here's the problem, Joe.
But I feel
Okay.
like at that age, those poor 9 kids, because they're gonna have to raise a kid when their mom dies, and if Lord forbid her mom drops of a heart attack and the 10th kid is only 10 years old, well, then that kid has 8 more years of adolescence and somebody has to raise it.
You know what's funny though? As a guy dating women, I can tell you, I'm 50 now. Be 51 in June. I've dated chicks in my 40s, and they're like, I'm in my 40s. I'm not going to get pregnant.
Yeah, you can.
I would never say that.
I'm like, what? Like, how do you even
It only takes one.
assume that?
That's why she swallows.
Well, Joe, that's the plan, but it doesn't always happen. But this is the mindset of a lot of women out there is that I'm in my 40s, so I can't get pregnant. I'm in my 50s, so I can't get pregnant. And they're just not taking birth control anymore. And they're like, whatever, carefree, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. I am the pull-out king. I pull out all the time, no matter what, because I don't want kids. I even wear condoms and pull out when I'm wearing a condom. That's my rule. That is I don't fucking trust those condoms. They have holes in them just like my fucking air conditioner. I don't trust that shit. Holes ruin lives. Pull out, you won't have kids.
We talked about that billboard, the vasectomy billboard, a few weeks ago. What is
Correct.
it? You know, vasectomy is like $600 once versus 18 years of child support.
I was in my 20s. I met a chick, hung out a couple times.
He took it out.
Literally, no Joe.
He took it out.
We got into a physical skirmish. Because we were fucking and she grabbed my butt while we were fucking and tried to slam me in and keep me in. And I'm like,
wouldn't let you out?
no, yeah.
And
you immediately limped it?
Hold on. Did you revoke consent? Because you're allowed to revoke.
I became a victim.
Yeah, you're allowed to revoke consent even in the middle of it.
You are, and I
At
did.
any time you can say no, and that's rape.
She's like, criminal sodomy. I'm like, no. And she grabbed me and tried to force me to do that inside of her.
She's trying to wife you up.
Fuck yeah. Like, what kind of mental fucking
She doesn't want to be a wife.
problem?
She wants child support.
And
She wants to wife you up.
I didn't even know her like that. Like, it was...
Well, you know her like that enough
well,
already.
but I
Win.
mean, but we didn't know. You know, it wasn't like fucking, that.
Well, I would hope that if you didn't know her well, you were still wrapping it.
I did not.
That's your own fault then.
But I'm just saying, women are fucking psycho when it comes to that shit sometimes. So 40, 30, whatever, don't believe that shit. Wrap it and pull out. That's my advice. So 66 years old.
That's crazy.
She's getting knocked up.
Au natural too.
And she's having it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You think they're going to C-section, right? They have to, right?
I don't know. I mean, this is Germany. They're tough.
Right?
She'll probably send her to war.
She probably
afterwards.
eats like raw turnips and, it's like woofer.
I don't know.
That kid's going to walk out with a combat helmet on.
Oh, he's definitely going to war at some point in his life, right? What part of Germany, they didn't say. I'm a little confused about Germany, I'll be honest with you.
Why?
Because I don't really get where the good part of Germany versus the bad part of Germany.
Well, I mean, it's after 1989, so
I know,
Right.
but-
There's no wall.
there's no wall anymore.
But do the people just stop existing? Like, you don't know that. Come on. Like, it's still weird over there. Like, you have that whole, like, European versus Ukraine versus Germany. Like, that whole area is just constantly. Have you ever watched the map, like the moving map of where land is taken and wars happen? Like, that whole area is constantly just
Influx.
weird, moving, and don't trust it. All right. Somebody told me today I need to buy. I posted on my Facebook page I was selling the house, and people immediately started messaging
calling
me.
you?
Where are you moving to? How much you asking? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, relax.
I'm just frustrated.
I'm just frustrated. Okay.
And the thing is, he didn't comment to say, I'm
No,
just
I
fucking
didn't
pissed
reply to
off
anybody.
at this house.
But people started, even Kyle messaged you. I think he posted. But look,
And I think you lowballed your price.
I did. I lowballed it just to fucking, I was like, I'm going to sell this bitch. Needs a new roof. Probably needs a new AC at this point. Needs a new fucking...
you better get a premium for good neighbors.
Something.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that's what Jay texted me.
He did. He
said
commented.
He commented.
He'll buy it just so he can be next to Joe.
Just so I can be Pajama Joe's neighbor.
Jay's a good guy.
Now, my neighbor
I
sold...
take back all the nasty things I said about you, Jay. Good guy.
So we have a
And
neighbor.
you promised Jay's wife you will not play Billy Joel from your garage.
It's true.
Why?
She
Can't.
hates Billy.
Can't.
Like, it literally makes her skin
then,
crawl.
Then don't come over. I do play Neil Diamond too, so you know.
So our neighbor sold their house for $600,000.
609.
618. They settled for 609.
Yeah.
I posted mine for 475. That should sell in a heartbeat. If I
still get phone calls at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, I know, but so our houses are different, but I think similar square footage, right? You're 2-story, I'm 1-story, but I think mine's flatter.
2,900 or something, or 3,200 or something.
Either way,
something like that. Yeah.
if I ever get into a pickle, don't piss me off. It's gone. I even posted on Riverview that I need moving boxes.
I have a guest booth. You could just move into there.
I'm thinking about it, Joe. Give Laura the house. I move over there.
Yeah.
Do you mind
Give
if
me the house? Okay.
Well, move over. Do you mind if I have my girlfriends over?
I mean, if you could actually get one.
That's true. Laura, are you okay if I have girlfriends across the street? You going to get the sniper rifle out?
Possibly. I'll just have Joe take him out with his riding lawnmower.
It's true.
Just ride over them a few times.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get a easy
We
haircut.
joke about that, Joe.
Good
but
fertilizer, Joe.
Laura would be the one with the fucking trail
How do
of
we
houses, or the
How do we
trail.
kill?
No, she would be the
have a line of dudes waiting at the door?
She would have the fucking, with a convoy of fucking trucks lined up around the house. Laura single.
It's tough when you're a hot commodity.
Yeah, that's the way it works, man. All right.
Are you looking for new stories to talk about next? Because I got more stories.
I got the pamphlet, Joe. I got the pamphlet. I'm just, like I said, I'm a little unprepared.
I got a widow.
No,
sues a Vegas
you know what we need
hotel.
to do? And Laura pointed this out.
This is a good
Hold on.
one.
No, we got to do this first.
Shut your mouth, Joe.
Shut your mouth, Joe.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
And smile into the camera.
You're on the drinkingwithdrew.com. John DiGirolamo cam in Laurie.Trust.com. Joe is on the camera tonight. Do. If you're not getting the D and you need the D, call the D. Johnny D. Girolamo in Laurie.Trust.com. He's a divorce attorney here in Florida, and he is the guy to call if you have questions about an upcoming divorce.
Or paternity or family law matters.
Yes. So
He can help all you guys out.
give Johnny D a call. We forgot to mention it at the beginning of the show. My bad.
His new pamphlet threw him off.
I know, my new pamphlet did throw me off, although it's actually at the very top of the pamphlet.
And he still missed it.
Still missed it. It's all good. All right. Joe, can we freeze light?
Can you freeze light?
That's what they're saying. We can freeze light.
You're talking about like lasers and
Yeah.
you're talking about like an argon laser and things like
Like
that? Or?
literally freezing light.
I don't know.
No. Okay.
I mean, if you talk about light as particles
said
and
it's
waves, and can you freeze a moving particle?
That's what they're saying is they froze
I
light.
don't know.
It's a little NASA. It's a Neil deGrasse. What's his name?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah. I hate that name.
Well, he doesn't like you either. So
I
you
know. We
Leave
have.
him.
I texted him the other day. He's like, "Shut the fuck up, Drew." It says Italian scientists managed to freeze pure light and make it solid for the first time. Now, this is just a meme. I don't have the actual story. Oh, actually, I do. Hold on.
I don't know if I believe it.
Either read more, see
It says
more.
Italian scientists managed to freeze pure light and make it solid for the first time. And a revolutionary breakthrough published in Nature, a team of Italian nanotechnologists and physicists have achieved the impossible, freezing pure light into a super solid state. This unprecedented feat challenges our fundamental understanding of laws of nature. A super solid is a unique state of matter that exhibits both solid and superfluid properties. Its forms of crystalline structure yet flows without resistance. Wow. So until now, supersolids have only been observed in superfrozen atomic gases, requiring extremely specific conditions, including temperatures near absolute zero. The Italian researchers' ability to freeze pure light has shattered conventional wisdom, opening up new adventures for scientific exploration. This discovery has far-reaching implications, inviting us to re-examine our understanding of the nature or the natural world and its underlying laws. So if, like right
Here, I'm
now,
going to show the photo of the frozen light.
I'm sure that's not it, but I mean,
Why not?
It's probably a Photoshop of it.
Didn't this happen in Angels and Demons, and they almost blew up the fucking world?
That was the what was that thing
That is
called?
a good possibility.
God particle.
God particle, yeah.
Yeah.
Like let's see
I
if
don't
we can
like
freeze
why.
light.
I don't understand why. Okay, I get if
One
they
day they're
can,
gonna fuck up and
if
something
they can,
happen.
if they can just, get the right dialing in and get that guy. I understand that it just takes a very specific, like, it's gotta be
Combination.
right, like very, very
And then
hard
what?
to do. But the chances of it going bad and blowing a fucking hole in the world, astronomical. Like, why are they trying so
Why
fucking
bother?
hard to blow the world up? Like, what if they perfect the God particle? What is that going to give us? Like, what can we get out of the God particle that is so important that they are willing to risk blowing a fucking hole in the world? Joe, what
I don't
you don't
fucking
know? You know the God particle, but you don't know anything what they do?
I understand what it is, but I don't know what useful it's gonna be.
Like, are they going to say, dead lady on a plane, pop her with a God particle and she's alive again? And they don't have to worry about her dying on a plane?
I don't think it works like that.
Why is it called a God particle? People who have God complexes
Because
talk about, like,
you're
killing
playing,
people.
you're creating life, or you're creating energy more so.
You're creating energy out of nothing,
Right.
basically.
Yeah. So you're kind of like playing God, and you are creating particles that create life.
It has applications in like energy generation and like nuclear fusion. Like if they wanted to like replace coal, oil, gas, like all of these types of energies could all be replaced. Like if you can get one reaction to go here, that would create enough energy to power the entire city for like 10,000 years. Like,
Right.
But is that going to save us money, or are they going to charge us for 10,000 years worth of energy?
No, they're going to find out the person created
They're
it
gonna
is a Nazi, and then they're going to destroy everything he owns.
yeah. And
What
then they're
happened?
going to steal it anyway. And then they're only going to use it so that they can bomb some fucking Lake Afghanistan.
Did you say that because of what I sent you, the text I sent you?
You sent me a text about what?
The photo. I was driving home and there was a
No.
Tesla in front of me on the highway, and they had a sticker on their window that said, "I bought this before we found out he was a Nazi."
Yeah, I've
Right.
seen a lot of those stickers.
Personally, I'm not convinced. You guys can tell me otherwise. Whatever.
I don't know how you can freeze light. I'm not
I don't know.
convinced.
No, I'm talking about Elon being a Nazi. I'm not convinced. I,
I don't
think
think
he's just
he's
a
a-
guy with autism
I don't
that
think
is
he's
very
a Nazi
awkward,
Nazi,
public,
but-
and
Yeah.
he doesn't know how to do shit. And he's just like, "Meh."
Right. He wasn't going around like saying, like, he just kind of accidentally did.
he is
like,
the
hand
perfect,
motion.
but I will
But
tell
he's
you,
a great fall guy.
but
When you have
he's
$400 billion, nobody ever tells you no.
That's
so,
true.
Well,
so
too.
but-
he doesn't have discipline.
but
'Cause he never gets called on his
he's
bullshit.
not good at speaking. He has autism.
Yeah, you can
Asperger's.
tell.
Asperger's. Okay. So we get it, but I used to think that, or I was told, or at least in
Because of all the
my
ketamine
head,
he's on.
well, he's done a lot of different shit. Yeah, he's done a lot of drugs, smokes weed a lot. But it used to be in my head that the Democratic Party was like
He's constantly
forgiving
having more kids.
of
too.
like things like that and awkwardness, and we have to understand people and forgive them for be accepting of their quirks. But they're not with him, I guess.
And that's
But
why we accept you, Drew.
I know I'm weird. That's for sure.
Jason just said Asperger's.
I know people with Asperger's. But
No,
Ass.
Asperger's.
Oh, true. This Jason's disease.
That's his turd.
That's what Jason had.
His turd lover.
But I don't care what you're doing, who you are. If you're a close ally and friend with Trump, you're going to be criticized and you're going to be bashed no matter what. So I think it's hilarious, just my personal opinion, that the thing that energy savers and green earthers have been dying for the last 30 years, Elon has pushed for, and now
He's tearing it all
they're
apart.
using gasoline to burn electric vehicles. It's just very ironic. Just my personal opinion. Yeah, whatever. Do we want to save the planet or not? Do we want green energy or not? You're going to kill the person that's fucking making it happen and making it fucking work? I don't know. They're like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you had people saying, we don't care how many people die as long as animals and trees live. Okay. That was like the voice back in the day. The hardcore Greenpeace activists were kill humans, let animals
Kill
and
all
trees
humans.
live.
Kill all.
Okay.
Well, I think it's because at that time the population was booming so much that there was a drastic decline in both,
Well,
trees,
but-
animal population. Things were going extinct or on the endangered
But
list.
the extreme factor is what I'm saying. Like back in the 80s and 90s, it was so extreme. It was just like literally trees and animals were more important than
Because
humans.
it was before TikTok.
And now it's like, well, maybe we don't need the guy that's helping us do that.
For whatever reason, when you started talking about this and you were like, whatever, you said something and all it did was trigger the TV show Captain Planet in my head.
By
And
your
now,
powers combined.
fuck, now I have the theme song stuck in my head.
Captain Planet, he's the hero.
Yes.
Gonna
Yes.
take pollution down to zero.
Only Joe.
What, that I would remember that?
I don't remember.
It's
I don't
in
know
my
what the fuck
head.
you
It's
guys are
going.
talking
The
about.
last time I've seen that or even heard the theme song has to be over 30 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember.
Can we try to get Elon Musk
On the
we
show,
can give him
I've
we
texted him
can
several
dub
times.
him Captain Planet
I've
Wait,
texted him
is-
several
because of
times.
every time
Is
I
he
see
on
Elon
Cameo?
Musk the Captain Planet song plays.
Apparently he's
I think
on-
I would be okay
he's,
with
he's
it.
too busy with another baby mama lawsuit. So
Yeah.
Well, he just paid her like 2.5 mil, and he's gonna do paternity work.
And
I
he
guess
gives-
he's finally
and
listening.
He gave her 2.5 like a year ago.
Oh, I didn't know it was that
Yeah,
long ago.
and he
she's
gives-
still coming out.
And he
bitching?
gives her 500 a year.
Jesus.
anything to make a name for yourself, Joe.
That's kid,
I'm gonna- I have
kid
a-
number 14 though.
Jeez.
No, I'm sorry. No. That was kid number 13. And he then he
Unlucky
announced
13.
kid number 14 with the other girl.
He's
that he
got
already
to
has kids with, right?
Yeah.
He's got to go through the whole
the one
alphabet.
the one that works for Neuralink.
He's got to have ABCU. He's got to go through the whole alphabet.
Yep.
But he started at the end of the alphabet. Why wouldn't you start with A and then B and then keep going?
Because he's not the normal.
Because
And
yeah,
his first 6 kids had normal names. And
Oh.
one is transgender and she wants nothing to do with them. Even changed her last name to her
That's
mom's
why
maiden
he's.
name.
That's
Justine
why he
Wilson.
is the way he is. Against that, because
well, she
that
was
whole situation.
his son was murdered by the woke establishment.
Right. That's a whole inner thing that I can't. That's his inner
Yeah, but I
demon. I whatever.
If people want to do whatever they want to do, let them do it. It doesn't affect you.
I agree.
It doesn't affect
but-
me.
I agree.
Like if you
but
wanted to be
there's-
if you wanted to become a girl because you have beautiful hair, like go ahead.
I was waiting for him to just go.
Oh, that's the part I love doing. When I had long hair and I lived in New York, I would get in the elevator, and you see you got the mirrors in the elevator, so I would get in the elevator every morning, and I would take the rubber band out, and and it was like that's the best feeling in the world, having long hair and being able to do that in front of people, and they'll all look at you like, yeah,
Unless
that's
you're a girl
glorious.
and you put your hair in a high bun when it's wet, and then you take it
yeah.
down at the end of the day, and it literally just goes.
All right, we got to get
and
to
you look
glory
like a
holes.
mushroom.
I don't know if y'all are going with me, but I'm going to glory holes.
Yeah, I
after
need
this.
to eat too.
All right, Mystery Man has been leaving jugs of urine in Oregon neighborhood recycling bins for months. It's a lot of pee.
I didn't read that article, but why?
So I know the reason behind this.
Why?
I've done it myself. An Oregon neighborhood has been soaked with intrigue for months since a mystery man started disposing jugs of pee in the recycling bins under the cover of darkness. And one resident hopes he can flush the suspect out. It's a tragically gross situation, said Alex Van doing?
Is this a Buddha bang?
Northeast Poodleland. No,
I don't
Portland.
know who he is.
You guys shut up. I can't read right now.
You're so hungry. You
I
can't
am.
read.
I'm fucking starving.
I have a feeling it's to chase away raccoons or something.
No, I can tell you.
You're saying you're going to say it's non-recyclable.
No, here's the thing. I've done surveillance for hours on end, and when you're trained in surveillance, you're told to bring a largemouth Mountain Dew bottle with you. So when you have to pee,
Why wouldn't you throw it in the trash?
You pee into the bottle.
And
Now,
how long is he in this neighborhood for?
Who knows? I mean, I don't know. But I can tell you that I've emptied out largemouth Mountain Dew bottles of urine at like 7-Eleven dumpsters and different places because it's, not good to keep in your car for a long period of time.
But hold on, let's scroll up. No, or down, whatever. Show it right there. Go to the
Okay.
that is not. I'm watching
1, 2,
a house.
3,
I'm
4,
surveilling
5,
a house.
6, 7,
No,
and I
agree
need a
with that.
pee.
No, I know.
That is, I am collecting urine to put in someone's recycle bin and to be gross.
And is that all one person's pee?
Right.
Is it all his?
Is it human pee? Is it dog pee? I don't know how you would collect dog pee and a thing like that.
Dinosaur
But I'm just
pee.
saying, like, that is not, I'm working and I can't go anywhere, so I need a jug to piss in.
I agree. So this guy, Alex Van Duren, a Northeast Portland resident who came home one day last September to find city services hadn't emptied the full cycling bins he dragged out that morning. He had never expected what he found when he flipped open the lid, or the stench that came with it.
Ugh.
I went to open the blue bin, and lo and behold, there was a nice deposit of gallon-sized bottles of urine, to put in
Gallon-sized.
plainly, and there were 6 of them. The jugs were filled to the brim with a yellow urine. A dark, evidently poorly hydrated, stinky, white foaming pee is considered a biohazard, so it can't be processed by recyclers and can only be thrown out. So here's the thing.
Oh,
Can
you know what?
we
Though?
show
Hold on.
Can we show
This picture makes me realize what it is. He lives in his car.
That's what I'm thinking. This says the hooded suspect was caught on camera heading to his trunk to unload the jugs of pee into a recycling bin.
He lives in his car.
I mean, that's similar to what I'm saying, though. I've sat in my car for hours on end, and I'm like, I gotta pee, and you go to the wide mouth bottle Mountain Dew.
Now you know why he trades cars in every 2 years.
It's true.
Yeah, it's not,
Because they all smell like pee.
whatever, Joe. I'm just saying that's what Laura said is probably true. He probably is living in his car. He's somewhere local. Now, but why throw it into somebody else's recycling bin?
Because he doesn't have his own recycling bin.
No, you fucking just, honestly, you just pour it out into the fucking...
But, okay, here's another thing, too. Was it only that one time, or is this guy constantly just using that location's recycle bin?
But he had
Because
6 gallons.
Right, but if he's living in his car and he had it stored in his trunk,
Yeah, but
he probably wasn't dumping it daily. I'm not making, like, if the guy's homeless and he's living in his car.
How long would it take
like,
to fill up 6 gallons?
A lot.
Like, that's a lot of pee.
Yeah.
And you figure you're not going to just sit in your car and do it all the time. Like, that's only when you're in the car.
By the way, Pete said that he thought Mountain Dew was urine.
Thanks, Pete. Welcome back.
I love Mountain Dew.
You're a little late, Pete.
If Mountain Dew came in an IV bag, I would put that right in.
Now, Jody, I know Jason offered you a ding dong last
I know.
week.
I just took one now
You
because
did?
I'm
Okay.
staring there looking at him, and I just haven't had a ding dong in 20 years.
How it works, Jason,
Now
when you're
it's
not
all you
here,
want.
he's taking a ding
Because
dong.
somebody didn't want to feed us before the show, so getting
I know,
down.
that's true. I did not feed the crowd.
I ate leftovers. I had really good leftovers.
Yeah.
No,
I made chicken meatballs yesterday.
Ooh.
Homemade. Not even frozen out of a
Really?
bag. I made them fresh. And I had leftovers. So that's what I had.
okay. All right. Well, we are going to go because I'm going to go to Glory Holes. I'm going to get some food before I dwindle
Die.
down to nothing and probably have 10 more beers because I'm having a bad week. And I might walk home. I don't know. I don't know if Laura and Joe are going with me or what's going on. I might ride my bike up drunk. Who knows? I'm just going to get a little crazy tonight. So you guys, thank you for joining. And Can we watch Joe eat his cupcake,
His ding dong.
his ding dong,
His
since we can
shimmalama-ding-dong.
hear it without dignity? And there we go. Go ahead, Jay. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. And see, I don't know. Maybe I'll be here. I am literally at this point. I'm in like sell the studio mode. I'm pissed off at the world, and I'm in the fuck this world kind of mentality. So you guys might see me on YouTube with maybe I'll go be a monk. Maybe I want to go be a Buddhist monk in Tibet.
Imagine how much more productive my Tuesdays would be if I didn't have to come here.
Imagine that, Joe. You could work on my Excel spreadsheet you've been promising me for a year.
Hey, I'm available anytime.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to you soon. My name's Drew. I've been drinking.
And now.
Oh, we know.
That's the wrong one. This one.
All right, everybody.
This has been another episode of the Drinking with Drew Show. Check us out every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Spread the word. Spread the love. Check us out on all of our socials. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Humble Social. Big thank you to our sponsor, InLawWeTrust.com. We'll see you next week.